Tire Studios, the home of the Patriots, the Celts, the Revs, and the Bruins. Boston's home for sports is 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Drake May threw 3 touchdown passes, and his defense forced 5 turnovers as the Patriots advanced to their first AFC Championship game since 2018, care of a 28-16 win over Houston in the snow in Foxborough. May wasn't perfect, but he was good enough.
It was tough, battle the elements. Props to our defense. They played great. We made enough plays on offense, but we cleaned some stuff up, and we knew they were going to be a good defense. And like I said, our defense helped us out all night, and special teams was huge as well. So just proud of the guys can enjoy this one, and we're back on the road.
C.J. Stroud threw 4 first-half interceptions for the visitors in this one. Patriots wide receiver Kayshon Boutte had a one-handed 29-yard touchdown catch 2:02 into the fourth quarter to put the game away. Patriots now go to Denver on Sunday for the right to play for a title. Over in the NFC, Caleb Williams threw a game-time touchdown pass with 18 seconds left, but he also added a costly interception in overtime. The LA Rams beat his Chicago Bears 20-17 at Soldier Field. Harrison Mevis kicked a 42-yard field goal with 3:19 left in OT for the win. The Rams visit Seattle on Sunday night in the NFC Championship game. Celtics had last night off. They wrap up their road trip in Detroit tonight. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 7 and the tip-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Peyton Pritchard and his sore ankle have been upgraded to questionable after he missed Saturday night's win in Atlanta. Calgary traded defenseman Rasmus Anderson to Las Vegas for defenseman Zach Whitecloud, a first-round draft pick, a conditional second, and a prospect. The Bruins were apparently close to making a trade for Anderson, but could not come to terms on a contract extension. And college football's national championship game is tonight. Number 1 Indiana plays Miami. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Takes the snap, and rolling to his right. It's being chased by Judon. Drake May on the run to the 5.
Drake May knows it.
Boston, I think it's the best sports city in the world.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
You might hate me, but you're listening.
and Hardy
Don't bother me. I'm at the Pickle Palace.
on 98.5.
I know what I'm capable of.
He said something about peanut butter, right?
Yeah. Boning, baby. Make America nut again.
That's gross. That's disgusting.
Let's talk about cheese.
What are you going to have for lunch?
I was at dinner with my wife and a friend.
Kitty, kitty, pussy, kitty, kitty, kitty. Fluff, fluff, fluff.
Shut up, I'm trying to talk to Paul.
Toucher and Hardy
Good luck trying to put your finger in it when there's a million holes.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
It's Birdman. Anywho.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios. Happy MLK Day. If you are up today, you are one of the unfortunate few that probably had to work. But there are people on the roads, so what are you going to do? Snowy. Very snowy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had the 3 salt truck plows, 3 abreast
Right.
on 128 coming up here. But
95.
Thank you, Hardy.
so the 2 guys, and I don't know what is 4 lanes, I guess, at that point where I was. They're in lanes 1, 2, and 4. And I'm like, can I go in between them in lane 3?
There's usually a blocker. There's usually a truck behind the plows.
Well,
that
there's
will
no
move over
blocker.
and block you.
There's no blocker.
Oh, no blocker.
I squirted right through.
Nice.
And as I was doing it, I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing this, but I'm also not going to go 35 even for the last 2 miles I got to go here. So I'm just going.
Interesting. Usually there's a blocker.
No blocker at
Wow.
4, whatever it was, 5 a.m.
Well, you guys live in the comfort of car garages that you pull into. See, my garage has got a pitching mound in it, and the crap everywhere. It would drive Hardy absolutely insane. So the freeway was a good opportunity to clear the car.
Yeah.
And now I got the luxurious Beasley covered parking here in Waltham. So, we when the sun comes out, we might get some melting. I might even go to Prestige today.
No, that's a fool's errand today.
Oh, because of all the salt that's going to be on the ground.
You got to wait till tomorrow at least. Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, that's why I come in, to get that kind of expertise. By the way, you can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Mike Reiss going to be on today. Bob Sosi. Obviously, a lot of talk of the Texans-Patriots game, all the games over the weekend. The great fortune that befell the Patriots when, even though I heard Zolak in the pregame talking about Stidham, and that Stidham, in his opinion, was better at some things than Bo Nix. But regardless, great fortune that you're going into Denver and they are, I don't know, missing their starting quarterback. Seems that this is probably as good a chance as you ever would have to get to the Super Bowl. And see what wait for you in San Francisco.
I mean, watching the Broncos, you're thinking, well, this is going to be something. The news coming out, 10 minutes after the game? How long was it, John?
It might as well have been that quick.
So yeah, I was at dinner with a friend.
With your wife and a friend.
With my wife and a friend. Yes. No, I was at dinner with the people, and we were at the Encore Casino, and had bet on that San Francisco-Seattle game, which, of course, I mushed, and I took San Francisco because I thought it was a Shanahan and 7 points, and what does Seattle know? And Darnold's going to hurt his oblique, and everything is going to go wrong.
Right.
So, of course, being mush, as I did take the Rams 3.5 and lost that as well, as I lose every football bet, and it's starting to add up. And I'm betting less and less and less, but it's still starting to add up because a win here and there might be in my favor. But nonetheless, one of the guys at the table said Nix broke his ankle, and he said Tom Pelissero said, he goes, do you know who Tom Pelissero is? And I'm like, yeah, but I wonder if it's a fake account because we had just watched the end of the game. I'm like, when the hell did he break his ankle? Like, that doesn't make any sense. And then I don't, I Googled Bo Nix, and then all of a sudden there were all these messages, all these news reports that he had indeed broke his ankle. And I'm like, he broke his ankle kneeling the ball, which he didn't do. But, I mean, he stayed in the game after he broke his ankle. Very strange. Very strange.
But when that news comes out, that's immediately what you think. Okay, all season long, you've had this easy schedule. Mm-hmm. There's no point in arguing it anymore.
Just look at statistics and winning percentage.
Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
Now you've had the door opened for you by the number one seed losing their quarterback, and they're going to have Stiggy in there.
Stiddy.
No, I call him Stiggy.
Why?
I've always called him Stiggy.
Why do you call him Stiggy?
It's a reference to a wonderful Mel Gibson film called Payback, which I recommend.
Right.
So Stiggy will be at the helm in Denver on Sunday. All you got to do is beat the Texans. And I wasn't worried one way or the other than the fact that I was going to have to listen to everybody lose their minds should the Patriots lose that game yesterday and then seemingly have the path laid open for them all the way to San Francisco, because that's what it is now.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, you're a big favorite.
There's been a lot of good fortune along the way, it's scheduled especially, and then you had Houston, who was already without their top offensive weapon, lose their second best receiver in the first half. And C.J. Stroud completely crapped himself as a result of all of this.
I don't know if that's fair. He was tough. He's hanging in there. Yeah. He's making plays.
So we'll get into it. But, I mean, the Patriots have had a lot of good fortune along the way. Yesterday was part of it. Denver is part of it.
It does. You don't get more fortunate than this. And the only thing you can do, thing you can do is take advantage of your good fortune, and they have. So it's no slight against them.
That's the thing. The Patriots. The one thing the Patriots have done, regardless, is that sometimes you see teams have an easy game, take the day off, and lose. And give the Patriots credit. They've been able to take advantage of bad football, where they have taken advantage of bad football all season. Bad personnel, bad teams. They haven't had many days off. They've been able to focus and beat the teams they should beat. Like last night in Foxborough, they should beat this team against Denver. The NFC champion, as you mentioned, Fred, is a completely different animal. We talked a little bit about this before.
It was Hardy, but missing a wide receiver is going to happen. I mean, you're going to get injuries. The Patriots have been pretty lucky, obviously, in the playoffs. They haven't had any real significant injuries, but it's not an excuse for the Texans that you were missing your best receiver. Like, teams need to win games in the playoffs, missing skill position players. Quarterback's a completely different story. Like, I don't think it's fair to go like, oh, well, the road to the playoffs they've been fortunate because, look, the Chargers made the playoffs missing those 2 tackles. Teams are going to be missing like a good receiver and things like that and have to overcome that. I mean, the Patriots missed Gronkowski in playoffs. They missed players and won during playoffs. I can't recall. They won the Super Bowl without Gronkowski, right?
Yes.
Or did they lose? They won. So there is all that.
They won.
But then there's missing your quarterback. I mean, quarterback is a completely different thing. I mean, if you're missing your starting quarterback, that's a game they should win in Denver. I mean, they should. They're. I believe they're a fairly large favorite.
What was it? 4?
Yeah,
5, something like
I think
that
it was
on the road,
5 on the road.
I saw 4.5 last night. I don't know if that's changed. I'm sure it has.
So I mean, they obviously should win that game. That's not setting, and I'm sure that's going to
if they go to
offend all the fans.
The Patriots,
but you should win the AFC Championship.
Right. The Patriots have never won a playoff game in Denver. They've lost 3 games, and Denver has been a house of horrors for them during the postseason forever. But there's no excuse that without Bo Nix, and you can debate the merits of how good he is or how good he isn't. The team plays really well with him there.
Yeah, Bo Nix started their games this year. I mean, the team
they're really, really good with him there. Regardless of how they get it done, they play really well when he's the quarterback. And Jarrett Stidham, who hasn't thrown a pass in 3 years, is going to be facing you. There's no excuse not to beat this team.
No.
Unless Drake May turns the ball over 6 times.
Well, then that would be no excuse. So the thing is that that the excuse would be Drake May played like crap
on Monday morning.
Well, it's not. That's not an excuse. That's just the guy played poorly.
There's no excuse not to beat this team. And once you get to the Super Bowl, then things are different. But there's no reason they should lose to this team with Jarrett Stidham at quarterback.
Yeah, I completely
the expectations are far different after watching Nico Collins go down and be unable to play, and then watching Dalton Schultz go out in the first half. If the Patriots had lost yesterday's game, I would have been upset.
But not like Denver.
No. It would have been different. But
yeah, I mean, I thought they would lose to Denver if Nix was the quarterback, but now I don't think they. With the way the defense has been playing, I don't think there's any way that they should lose that game. Dan, go ahead.
What's up, boys? I'm up working.
Oh boy!
I don't know. I'm still wondering what this team is, and everybody told me defense travels, snowy game. It was going to be tough on offense, and it wasn't pretty. But somehow we put 28 points up on the best defense in the league, apparently.
Well, I don't know.
And,
hold on, I got to stop.
I
got to stop you before you go any further. I don't know who told you that a snowy game is harder on the offense, because I've always believed and have been told it's the opposite. Snowy game favors the offense.
Okay. Well, still, they put 28 points up. I like that.
7 defensive.
So I really don't know, but
1 off turnover.
It is the easy year, easy path, but I think a Seattle rematch is looking pretty tough. So I guess we'll find out. I don't know. They just keep impressing me.
You like Seattle in that game? You like Seattle against the Rams, huh?
I think so.
Oh, interesting. The Rams had very tough conditions last night. They looked pretty good. Ooh, interesting. All right, I like that, Danny. You like Seattle coming out of that game.
Oh.
A little fascinating. I'll tell you that Caleb Williams, what a draft class of quarterbacks that was. Jesus Christ. You got Drake May, who's Drake May. Then you have Caleb Williams. When Caleb Williams is on,
oh my God,
he looks like a freakish. Like it's insane how he's played in these playoffs.
Any throw from anywhere. I mean, his arm is special. Man.
I mean, just see why he was picked above Drake May. I mean, Drake May is a far steadier quarterback, but I mean, Caleb Williams can do things that are just. I mean, everyone saw it the last couple games. I mean, Caleb Williams can do things that are insane. If he can get his head together,
but that's the thing. He's got that other part of him that May doesn't have.
But I mean, he can. Wow, he can do special things. And then you have Daniels that people forget about because he was hurt. But I mean, he's pretty special. And then you have Bo Nix, who got his team the number 1 seed in the AFC, and unfortunately he's hurt now. But that draft class of quarterbacks, wow, that doesn't happen very often. You get. 4 guys that are legitimate NFL playoff quarterbacks. That's pretty special. Carrie, go ahead, Carrie.
Hey, how you doing this morning, boys? I won't do a bad Nate Bargatze joke this morning. But I just want to say, I mean, this game's not a layup, though. I mean, Drake May didn't do much against, that Houston defense. And, we never win a game up there. We don't win playoff games up there. And I know they don't have Peyton Manning or anything like that. But, I mean, Von Miller killed Brady. Brady could have had a hard time. He couldn't win up there. So I think we win, but it's not a layup.
No, I mean, but you got to figure you can confuse Stidham. I mean, what you did to Herbert and Stroud, you got to figure that Stidham's going to struggle. Now, do I think the offense is going to put up, 1 million points?
No, Denver's defense is just about as good as the defense you played last night.
And I don't think at times, yes, but
numbers wise, it's close.
Right. I've seen them play poorly, but Stidham's. You would hope Stidham, if you're a Denver fan, doesn't throw 4 first-half interceptions. Yeah. Some of which that are completely inexcusable.
And completely lose yourself. I mean,
his receiver, Stroud played about as bad as a quarterback can play, and some of that obviously has to do with the defense. Some of it doesn't. But his receivers didn't help him either. I mean, he had balls just bouncing off hands into other people's hands. I mean, that offense was atrocious. I mean, they couldn't run the ball. I mean, everything. The running game, let's give that to the Patriots. I mean, let's just say the Patriots stopped their running game. So good on the Patriots. I won't go, wow, the running back sucked and the offensive line sucks. No, the Patriots stopped the run. They forced Stroud to throw the ball. It's 2 games in a row. Quarterbacks have been super jumpy back there, and I'll give the Patriots credit for that, too. It's not just probably a coincidence. The 2 games in a row that quarterbacks were at least confused. Peyton's a really good coach, one of the best coaches in football.
That's the difference maker. He's better than Harbaugh. He's better than D'Amico Ryans. He's one of the best in the league.
So I mean, obviously the thing in the head of Stidham is going to be, okay, watch this film. If you don't turn the ball over 4 times, we can stay in the first half. We can stay in this game. Just don't turn the ball over. But I'm sure they told Stroud after the game in Pittsburgh, hey, it would be if they don't look to bench Stidham for whoever the backup is there now, then that would be a good thing for
Ben DiNucci. They picked him up and signed him to the practice squad. DiNucci's like one of those.
The Nooch.
The Nooch. By the way, the conditions were atrocious at times last night. I took a quick look at the weather. Apparently, it's going to be 50 degrees and sunny on Sunday in Denver. So no snow in Denver.
Well, I will consult the Farmer's Almanac. Marty, go ahead.
I haven't heard you guys talk about it yet this morning. Have you done your mea culpa on Robert Spillane?
We were talking about that before the game.
Oh, the group text fired right up after he made that play.
That last pass breakup.
Oh, Spillane.
Completely different if he doesn't make that.
He's the difference maker. Thank you.
If you're Ellis, are you like, why does everyone keep saying Spillane's name considering during the game all they say is my name? I mean, it's Yes, but thank you for mentioning that. We actually were joking around about that before the game. Spillane with
I just had to defend him.
Yes, exactly. If I'm Christian Ellis, I'm like, what about me? I'm a street free agent, and I'm making every play.
Let me make one other point, because I've wanted to call you guys since you've been ragging on him. It's not the player that's been a problem. He wears the green dot.
Right.
And so when the guy with the green dot goes down in this defense, that's the huge thing. He just happened to make the biggest play of his life probably last night.
That's right. That's right. Spillane.
Thanks, boys. Have a good
thank
one.
you. Thank you, Marty. Yes, Spillane is the story as he should be.
Most important player on defense. Yeah.
No, I would take Milton Williams being
I would take
back.
Christian Gonzalez. I would take
No, but Milton Williams
Barmore.
being back. Gonzalez wasn't hurt until after the
I'm
beginning
sorry.
of the season.
I thought we were listing priority rank.
I'm
Okay.
just saying that
Yeah.
I think Milton Williams being back has been a little bit of a larger factor than Spillane.
Agreed.
But he is
I don't
not
know.
white.
Did Milton Williams break up that last
Does
pass?
Milton Williams wear the dot?
Right.
Does he wear the dot? No.
But
try watching the game instead of just knowing names.
But a white street free agent is always, I mean, be careful where you tread in this town. Because a white street free agent is.
Let's go over training camp heroes again. Let's do that. Danny Edling, you see him? Danny Edling.
Just like randomly, I'll get a notification on Instagram. I don't know what player to make fun of next because it was fun, but I'll just get a random, and there will be like some guy from like Germany telling me to F myself about Efton Chisholm, and what a delight Efton Chisholm is. Efton Chisholm, who gets the ball kicked to him on every kickoff.
Training camp heroes.
Something just happened with him. He got hired as an assistant coach somewhere, quarterbacks coach somewhere. Danny Edling, we were just talking about that guy.
Well, you listen. I like that you have a Google alert for him. That's very good. All right. So obviously a lot of football talk this morning. We won't veer far from it. We'll be right back. We'll go over the game in greater detail and everything else in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on to Toucher and Hardy?
Well, you're going to have to spend $40.
Cough it up, and let's get back to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Did you catch the game last night?
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, blustery, mixed conditions at Gillette Stadium yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, the rain that was supposed to turn to snow early really didn't turn to snow until later on, but it was wet, it was slippery, and both teams struggling offensively at the start of the game. 3 and outs for both teams on their first possessions, but the Patriots, once they get the ball again inside the 30, they're going to go for it on 4th and 1.
2 receivers to the right, including Douglas. May's looking that way. He's throwing down. Douglas makes the catch. Runs far to the 10-5. Into the end zone. Touchdown.
What I just
Patriots.
said. Nobody on Pop Douglas. And they crease him. You get him in man coverage. Here comes the blitz. Douglas clears the underneath coverage. And then it's off to the races. He's been nowhere this last month.
Let me just throw this in. He's sucked for the last few weeks, but I'm glad he's here now. Woo! 7-0 Pats.
I think that might have been the last time D'Amico Ryans blitzed Drake May. I think that was – he sent everyone and got burned, and that was the end. I think that was the end of sending 6 people.
Yeah. The Texans would try seemingly answer with a touchdown, but an illegal shift negated that touchdown.
Yeah, they had a defensive lineman in at fullback, and apparently he did not get set.
Yes. So he's, kind of scooting across the behind the line there. He can't do that. So
Well, the guy scooting wasn't the issue. It was when he got into his stance. The defensive lineman.
Yeah.
Apparently, I just know from what TV said. I obviously didn't go, wow, he was in his stance.
You don't see Tonga doing that. You don't see Tonga doing that, creating bad penalties like that.
No, Tonga's a real man.
Well, so they get on the board with a field goal, and then they get a short field, and they're threatening to score again.
Play fake. Stroud hangs in, throws a lob to the left side. That pass is going to be intercepted by Davis, but
That's funny.
Play fake. Stroud
That's
hangs.
like me at the Pottery Barn.
Oh, bowls just for pasta? Ooh.
Something's begging for some popcorn in it.
Throws a lob to the left side.
Ooh.
Is that a copper ladle?
To the left side.
Is that a canceled check from Liza Minnelli?
Throws a lob to the left.
Is this a rent receipt from the guy who put the fake rubies on Dorothy's shoes?
A lob to the left side. And the pass is going to be intercepted by Davis, but is he inbounds? He landed across the boundary. They're going to say that the feet are in. It's a pick. Carlton has
That's a great pick. I mean, that was really something to get his knee down there. That's a great interception.
Carlton Davis, boy, he was worth the price of admission yesterday.
He was great.
You got your full Carlton Davis experience yesterday.
In a great pick, getting his knee down.
Yes.
Terrible pass. I mean,
I don't know what. Look, Stroud wasn't under a tremendous amount of pressure. He just floated it over the receiver's head.
Yeah, he couldn't. In fact, it got to the point where Aikman was like, "I wouldn't be surprised if you found out he had a hand injury."
Yes, that's how bad he was. That's correct.
Well, there was 2 things. Is that which is, I guess, you probably heard something like that before. Rarely a conversation at halftime, and Zolak, to his credit, was talking about this during the week. And got the idea in my head. He was like, Davis Mills won 3 games for this team playing quarterback, and Zolak this week said something about like if Stroud's playing really bad and turning the ball over like this, you got to put Davis Mills in, and then at halftime, a debate about pulling the quarterback. I don't recall hearing that in the playoffs before, that the analysts having an argument at halftime about replacing a guy who's been a starting quarterback for 3 years for a team.
Right.
That you don't hear very often.
Especially in the divisional round. I mean, you've already made it through, and here you are, and now it seems like it was at least a consideration. They're talking about it on TV. People are watching C.J. Stroud and saying it wasn't anecdotal. You know, there's a couple of games worth of really lackluster performance.
Well, I mean, he played about as bad as you can play 2 games in a row.
It wasn't. Not only was it he played bad, it's just how he looked while he was playing bad. I mean, you saw how many close-ups of his face did you see where you look like, all right, the lights are on, but nobody's home. He's been completely psyched out of this football game. Throws that incomplete passes were skipping to receivers going in the opposite direction of the direction he floated a ball over the receiver's head. It had nothing to do with the wind. It had everything to do with him short-arming throws because he was petrified back there.
Right, and you saw May, the ball slip out of your hands and things like that. That's just going to happen. But
that wasn't this.
But that wasn't this.
No.
You can't blame the weather. I mean, he was just...
Talk about confusing a quarterback. He would get up to the line and he's looking around. He just always looked confused and I don't know what to do.
Wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't because the Patriots were constantly hitting him.
No.
He was.
They have to be doing something. They have to be disguising things, and we'll have experts on and everything else as the week goes on. They have to be doing something defensively very well that's confusing these guys. There's no question. But he made Herbert look like Joe Namath. Herbert was terrible, but not like this. My God.
It's confusing to me. I thought it was 50% off window treatments at Macy's Home Store last week, but it's this week.
Throws a lot to the left side.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just say that ball security would continue to be an issue in this game on the ensuing Patriots possession after the Davis interception.
May turns, play fake, no one there. He's going to turn and run. And Drake May with a dive, close to the first down line of the game. The ball came loose at the end. Texans say they have it. Drake May with some confusion in the backfield, turned to hand it off. Nobody there. Then he did the U-turn and ran straight ahead, and the Texans have the ball.
See, on that play, I thought it was a design run. It was so bad.
I thought it was a designed run, too.
I actually saw him turn, see nobody there, and then dash in the opposite direction. I thought that was a busted play right from the start. I don't know if he turned the wrong way. No, I guess right. I don't know if he turned the wrong way or Ramondre was on the wrong side. I don't know what it was. But, yeah, a busted play, clearly. Clearly.
Did you hear them giving Will Campbell a lot of credit for being great at covering fumbles? They were giving. Did you hear that?
Did you see Michael Hurley on Twitter after Will Campbell recovered that? He goes, "The Pats win this game. Will Campbell gets a game ball."
I think he was kidding. I think that might have been kidding.
It's Michael Hurley.
It's
even. Did I tell you I saw Hurley? I saw Hurley at a Bruins game. He was. He was. I like Hurley a lot.
I love Hurley. But it's a toss-up between him and Louth as to who the bigger Patriots fan is.
Well, no. See, what the thing is...
Jerry Thornton's worse than both.
Where Louth... Well, Thornton at least knows he's doing it.
Yeah, Thornton's a work.
Thornton has made a cottage industry of it. Hurley just got too deep in the journalism weeds with it. Like, Hurley really loved that. The league's against us. And, it's like if you take the Matrix pill and see that when Hurley was upset, Kraft had no problems with the league. Kraft was perfectly content with what was going on. Hurley cared so much more than anyone at the Patriots.
Why do you say that Kraft was okay with it? Because he wrote him a check for $1 million and said, "Here, take my draft picks." And okay, sorry.
No, because he was working with Goodell.
I'm being facetious.
Oh, okay, very good. All right, thank you.
Yeah, here's $1 million, and you can take the draft picks, and we'll sit Brady down for 4 games. Okay.
I'm sorry, I have PTSD from that. I thought you were arguing with me.
You mean the owner said okay and wrote the check and said enough. Take the picks,
My bad.
and we'll sit our starter down for 4 games?
The two of them were photographed having drinks right after that, too.
Well, that's the thing is that they're all billionaires. Let's cool off a little bit about
rich enclave. The two of them were sitting at a table with martinis.
Yes, all right. I apologize, Hardy. I'm a little defensive on the issue.
No, that's fine. People didn't want to hear that either. Well, yeah, but then he yelled about him like, afterward, after he wrote the check and said, take the picks and we'll sit our guy down. Then he got off the plane and said, oh, that didn't play well with the fan base?
Yeah, he said, oh, you dickheads want to, like, have fun with this? Go ahead. Here's some raw meat for you. Sure, I'm a hero.
All right, so let's see. I don't know. We're still early in the game. I don't know if the Patriots defense would be able to step up again against C.J. Stroud.
Bootleg to the near side. Receiver fell down, and Stroud throws it up in the air. Intercepted Marcus Jones. Right 20, 15, 10.
Okay.
Jones is tackled by Hutchinson. Takes him to the pylon. Touchdown! Patriots!
Okay, so what happens on that play is the complete fool that took over for Kincaid, or not Kincaid, the tight end that went down. The complete idiot that came in for him, he hits his leg on a tackle, the tackle. So Milton Williams pushes the tackle back, and the tight end hits his leg and falls down. So he's not available. He's the check down to Stroud. So Stroud, and this is all being broken down, but I saw that in real time. I saw him fall.
Yeah.
So a quarterback, you would assume, goes, okay, I'm going to have to get hit. Like, I'm just gonna have to take a sack.
Take the sack, put Chason's in his face.
Yeah,
but I got to get the ball out.
That pass is absolutely high school football, pee-wee football. That's coached out of you. That's coached out of you from the minute you put a flag football. That's coached out of you. The guy falls. Okay. There's pressure in my face. I got to take a sack.
By the way, Houston has the lead at this point.
Right. And what is it? So you take a sack. All right, take a sack.
Yep.
Big deal. Okay. Time's not an issue. You know what I'm saying? This isn't like I'm out of field goal range.
It's just smart football when you're winning on the road in a playoff game.
Anytime other than, it's fourth down or fourth down and it's the end of the game and the game's over unless the ball gets out of my hand. So let's just take everything except the most extreme situation off the table. You just don't see that. It could have been way worse. How many balls popped up in the air during that game?
At least two others that fell incomplete.
That landed incomplete.
But balls that were thrown over the middle into traffic that were tipped.
But that one, there's someone in your face. The check down receiver is down. I don't even know who he's throwing to. And by the way, if he doesn't get hit, that's still an interception because the only receiver in that vicinity's got 17 Patriots around him. You see that. If you're Houston, anyone on that team, and you see that, you got to be like, what the hell, man? That was game, in my opinion, because now we've given up a defensive touchdown. What the hell are we going to do?
It was 14-10 after Marcus Jones returned that for an interception. Patriots took
I thought, okay, well, now you've given up a defensive touchdown. That's it. That's it. Because you're not scoring any points.
Unless you can finally figure things out. Carlton Davis has his interception. Marcus Jones has his pick six. It's not like Craig Woodson is going to get a pick.
Shotgun snap. Again, a blitz. Again, a throw down the middle.
Got it.
Intercepted.
There's another one.
Woodson has it. Woodson runs to the 40, to the 35-yard line. Hit by Marks and dropped there.
So a rookie safety has the game of his life. The whole day, Aikman's yelling, go downfield, go downfield, go downfield, which they finally do at the end of the game, get a pass interference. This kid Woodson's name's all over the place yesterday. He looks like he's the second coming of Ed Reed.
And also ruled down by contact. I don't think he was down.
I don't think so either. Of all the bad throws that Stroud made, that is the one throw that wasn't his fault.
No, that
bounced off the receiver's hands right to Woodson.
Right.
But no, that one was not Stroud's fault.
No, that was not Stroud's fault. That was the one that went off the receiver's hands. It's still high, but
catchable,
or at least handable.
Yes,
like handable is a bad term, but like at least get your hands on it, pull the ball down. All right, let's take a break.
Okay.
There's so much more mistakes by C.J. Stroud to get to. They've enough to fill 4 hours of you really want to get into it.
But in a game with very little offense, the offensive highlight is what we'll hear next.
All right, and that's got to suck if you're a Houston fan. You're just like, we have this defense, and they can't do anything off these turnovers.
They were, as good can be for long stretches of time of that game. Patriots had, at one point, 4 turnovers and 7 points off those 4 turnovers, and that was the pick 6. Patriots couldn't do anything with all those turnovers they got because the defense, A, stopped them, or B, got the ball back.
Yep. All right, so we will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius.
Good afternoon, and welcome to Foxborough's Gillette Stadium for this AFC divisional playoff between the New England Patriots, the number 2 seed, and the 5th-seeded Houston Texans. Patriots aggressive on 4th down. 3 to the left before Douglas motions to the right.
Nobody on pop.
Working out of the gun. Mays throwing up. Douglas makes the catch to the 10-5 into the end zone. Touchdown.
What I just said. Pop Douglas gets you on the board early.
Play fake. Stroud hangs in, throws a lob to the left side. That passes going to be intercepted by Davis. Hits a pick. Carlton has his first as a Patriot. Again a blitz, again a throw down the middle. Taken, intercepted.
There's another one.
Woodson has it. That is the first of his career. Fires left on the side, caught by Booty.
Right into Booty on a slant to the left side.
Drake takes the snap. He looks at left, fires for Diggs. Stretching out, makes the catch. Touchdown, Patriots! And now a 3rd down and 5 for the Pats from the Houston 33. May stands in, throws a long ball deep down the right side for Keyshawn Booty. Reaches out with the right hand, pulls it in. Touchdown, Patriots! A diving grab by Booty. Stroud waits on a snap on a 3rd and 10. Patriots with a 4-man rush, a twist up front. Anthony Jennings gets to the quarterback. So does Kyrus Tonga.
What a play. As the snowflakes continue to fall, they get thicker as it snows here at Gillette.
The Patriots win it over the Texans 28-16. And a week from today will be a mile high as their quest for a 7th banner continues.
I was just reminded, I saw that Carlton Davis first interception where he got the knee in. He was beat on that play too.
Yes, it was a terrible throw, and he was beat.
That was another really bad throw.
Stroud couldn't throw in either direction. That's what led me to believe that this had nothing to do with the elements.
No, you can't blame the elements for that.
No,
you can't. I don't think you can blame the elements for either one of the quarterbacks.
It's been so long since I've seen a quarterback disintegrate like that in that kind of situation. There have been quarterbacks that have played poorly in playoff games before. This was different. This is way different.
Before like last week.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, Herbert looked like Montana compared to Stroud.
Herbert had his wits about him. He just didn't play well. This was different.
Well, he didn't turn the ball over. Is
right.
What Herbert didn't do. If Stroud would have played like Herbert, they would have at least been close.
Yeah, it would have been a different game. I agree. I still think the Patriots win.
I still think the Patriots. I thought the Patriots were going to win anyway, but at least that's what I said on the air. I do know I said it on the air. I don't know if I wavered off air, but like I did going in, I did yesterday think the Patriots were going to win that game. But I didn't think for 2 weeks in a row that Stroud was going to crap his pants.
Not to that. I mean, not to that extent.
Yeah. Now Houston's got a big decision to make. That's not a good place to be. I mean, you thought you had a franchise quarterback, and now you don't know.
Now the Patriots have a decision to make too on their offensive line. I don't know if you want to get there.
Let's get there later. We have plenty of show.
Okay. So the Patriots offense did look good on this drive toward the end of the second half. 2 big pass plays to Keyshawn Booty helped set up the. I believe if you're looking, and you don't have to look too hard because there weren't that many, the offensive play of the game.
Drake takes the snap. He looks at left, fires for Diggs. Stretching out, makes the catch. Touchdown, Patriots!
Money player.
Perfect throw. Fantastic catch.
Big time throw, Bob. Big time freaking throw. Money player. Money time. That's a big one right there. That's big points. 2 scores now going into the half.
Now, if you want to pick the Keyshawn Booty grab in the end zone later on, that's fine. But that one, the way Diggs held onto that ball, the way May found him in the end zone, to me, that was the one that said, okay, now they're going to win.
Well, that was great coverage, and you do all you can do. I mean, he had his arm in between Diggs' hands. He was pulling Diggs. It was funny. They showed that video of Diggs just staring at his hands, like after the play. Did you guys
ball
see that?
never touched the ground.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it wasn't even a question. He had such a grip on that thing, and if you're watching, it's like, oh, did it move when he went to the ground? No, His hands never touched the ground. The ball never touched the ground.
He knew he was going to take a big shot, and the window was very tiny. It was really something.
Yeah, the idea that you can hang on to that with the defensive backs, his arms in between his hands, he's pulling on his arms he hung on to that ball. That was an impressive play.
So 21-10 at the half. The Texans get 3 on their first possession of the second half, but then the turnover fest continues.
Drake surveys. The defense leans forward, takes the snap, a 4-man rush. Pressure from the backside. The ball's knocked out again. This time Houston recovers. Now Shair has his second fumble recovery. He has it at the 35-yard line. And there's an injured Patriot in the backfield with a strip sack for Houston.
It was a fumble recovered by Houston for a first down.
Yeah. So Will Campbell gets beat one-on-one on that one. That was Drake's 4th fumble of the day.
It was.
Unfortunate that he only lost 2 of them, but because those balls bouncing around, the first fumble Houston should have had. I can't remember. I don't know if it was Anderson. Someone tried to pick it up, and
I think it was Anderson.
Yeah.
He had a clear shot at it and missed. Two of May's fumbles are directly attributed to your left tackle.
Yeah, Campbell's not been great.
So at that point, a buddy of mine texts me, is like, why aren't they letting Drake roll right and try and find something short and underneath?
Did you see that immediately afterwards? After the second one, they left a tight end in to help the first time, and then the running back to chip on the way out. But then Josh McDaniels just started rolling him out to the right side away from Anderson.
He's just staying in the pocket, stepping up a little bit. He's not seeing it, and Campbell's getting beat a lot. So at what point are you going to say, why don't you just move to the right? Let's just go that way.
The dangerous thing about Campbell is he got beat physically. Khalil Mack just went right through him to the quarterback. Yesterday, Anderson went around him to the quarterback.
Well, I told you,
these guys are great players, but this is a problem.
Oh, I told you, Bedard was saying that in college he struggled more against the bull rush, that maybe he could handle speed.
No.
By the way, the elements did not bother Houston's Hawaiian kicker, who made another field goal to make it 21-16. If you want to get nervous at this point, okay, I guess. So the Patriots needed some breathing room.
May stands in, throws the long ball deep down the right side for Kayshon Boutte. Reaches out with the right hand, pulls it in. Touchdown, Patriots! A diving grab by Boutte. And New England has regained a 2-score lead.
That's what's up.
And that's good coverage.
That's a hell of a throw. 3rd and 4. They walk Henderson up. They're telling the Texans, we're throwing it. Drop in a bucket throw. Big time throw by the MVP. I'm calling him the MVP.
Okay.
Look.
Relax. That's Kayshon Boutte. That's a hell of a catch. You saw it in Denver. People dropping catches right in their chest. That's a hell of a catch by
to grab
Boutte.
one-handed like that. And in terms of highlights, that's going to get all the attention, and it deserves it. But it's not lucky as much as it is you can't draw that up for that play to go that way. The one to Diggs earlier, I'm saying that one was perfection, because that went exactly how they wanted it to, and it was a great play by everybody.
And it is a drop in the bucket throw, but I mean, Kayshon Boutte.
That was more the catch than the throw.
That was the catch.
Easily more the catch than the throw. And by the way, in
hard to argue.
In Patriots history, I mean, the Edelman catch in the Super Bowl against Atlanta, that's number 1. You'll never get a catch better than that. That's top 3.
Especially
in Patriots history for a catch in the playoffs.
Yeah, to dive, flip the ball to yourself,
one hand,
and then follow through
to put the game away.
And wasn't even. He didn't even catch it one-handed. He put his hand on the ball and kind of kicked it back to himself, and then in the act of falling,
I can't think of another one other than the Edelman catch. There's not one that stands out that's better.
And Boutte almost got his head ripped off throughout the course of that, too. He had the face mask, and he's got his neck turned around, and he held on to the ball. It was great. It was fantastic.
It was a huge catch.
There you go, 28-16. That would be your final.
And there you go. All set up. We'll take a break. We'll be back, and we can get into all the ins and outs of what was going on and the repercussions and what lays ahead.
You're listening to Toucher and games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Beasley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots beat Houston last night 28-16 in Foxborough to reach the AFC Championship game. Drake May turned the ball over 3 times, but he also threw 3 touchdown passes, and Mike Vrabel's defense got a pick 6 from Marcus Jones and forced 5 turnovers in all.
I think we kept, changing the look up on a little bit. Give our guys credit, to be able to disguise. We talked about that, and certainly affecting the quarterback is a big part of winning in this league.
Patriots now have a record-tying 39 postseason wins. They've reached the NFL's version of the Final Four. They play in Denver on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. The NFL Network is reporting that the L.A. Chargers are expected to speak to Patriots assistant Thomas Brown about their offensive coordinator job. In Chicago last night, the L.A. Rams beat the Bears 20-17 in overtime to reach the NFC Championship game. Caleb Williams' prayer throw in the end zone turned into a game-tying touchdown catch with 18 seconds left in regulation, but Williams was intercepted in OT to set up the Rams' game-winning field goal. L.A. visits Seattle in the late game on Sunday night. Celtics will be in Detroit tonight. Peyton Pritchard questionable with a sore ankle. Brandy and Max have the pregame at 7 and the tip-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Bruins are closing in on a trade for Calgary star defenseman Rasmus Anderson over the weekend, but he was shipped to Las Vegas instead. And college football's national championship is tonight in South Florida. Number 1 Indiana will play Miami. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the $14.99 Big Deal Meals at the 99, like the juicy chopped sirloin. All Big Deal Meals are available all day, every day for just $14.99. You gotta love the nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Stroud claps the hands, takes a shotgun step. Roll left, pressured by Chase, throws it near side. He got it! Takes it to the pylon. Touchdown!
Your New England Patriots are in the AFC Championship game. The Pats, the Broncos, on your home for New England Patriots football. 98.5, The Sports Hub. Toucher and Hardy.
Such an fantastic explosion.
98.5, The Sports Hub.
Our guys are prideful men, and they want to compete, and they want to win. And, again, they deserve the recognition that they're going to get. I mean, they're top 5 defense for a reason as well. And I'm proud of each and every guy in there.
What was this in? This was in... Oh, this is Portlandia. All right, so we are Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Blind Scott checking in on email says you can tell he's fired up because he's like, hey, Fred, you have this huge audience. Like, the show has this huge audience because of the Patriots. You should start trolling them like you did on the Efton Chisholm clip that Nick made. And so you can get some more talk going because Blind Scott's liking arguing with people. I take it. He wants me to take my career in that direction to give him more activity online.
Yes, I think that's an astute observation. I think that's exactly what's going on.
We can talk about it more in the post-show meeting because I think this deserves to be drilled down on a little bit.
Yeah, because there is one way to pander and to make I don't like desperate attempts to have audiences like you in any medium. I don't like it when bands do it. I don't like it when there's films. The worst thing, comedians have something that they hate more than anything, and that's if they're watching another comedian and there's a lot of applause. Like, I always call Trevor Noah an applause comedian.
Yes.
Like, they don't want it necessarily the audience to laugh. It's more like the audience to nod and agree and applaud.
Given the choice, you can either have laughs or applause. What will you choose? And real comedians will always take laughs, but you're saying Trevor Noah would choose the applause.
I'm not overly familiar with his career, but I never thought he was funny on The Daily Show. And it's not like I'm like I'm against his politics or anything either. It's just that I just thought it was kind of just obvious stuff to nod your head along to. I get plenty of hate anyway without even trying to troll, which I deliberately don't try to troll and generally. But apparently the Patriots they used especially, did you see, I'm sure you did, the screenshot of the ESPN people, they all picked the Texans.
Yes.
And, the Patriots were saying that they used that as motivation. They said that
bored.
Yeah, they said that they Pat's fueled by talk, make statements in the game. They said, especially Milton Williams, they were talking about how they were fueled by it, and apparently it was because only Breer picked Houston on our show. Even the guy from Houston picked the Patriots, at least locally, and from people I don't consider homers too, at least some of them. It seemed like pretty universally. Even I thought that the Patriots would win. I thought it was going to be a better game than it was, but I thought that the Patriots were going to win. I believe, at least going into the game and on air, I did. The Milton Williams was, saying that they used it, but there is someone on their side, and that man is by name of Danderio, he of the Spit Take. Him and Joe Murray were on. They do the post game after every game, and here are the Patriots going to an AFC Championship game with a backup quarterback playing. This is a fun time. This is a good time. The Patriots have won. They have an exciting young quarterback. They're going to the AFC Championship game. They flipped their record. They everything is going right. They have a coach that's been brilliant. They've been winning on defense. It hasn't even been their young quarterback necessarily. Everything is good. This is a good day. You just won. So
you're going to the AFC Championship.
I mean, this was unthinkable before the season. I mean, this is not a all-pro laden roster. So what's there to be but happy? Oh, no, there's many more emotions that can be felt. This is from the post-game show yesterday.
We knew, Joe, these mistakes were going to happen.
This is Danderio. He's all fired up. Again, they won.
We knew, Joe, these mistakes were going to happen.
Yeah.
They were going to happen. And quick, a shout-out to the analysis, this pristine analysis on ESPN's NFL Live. Every single person, and I have their names right here. Let's just say their names. Mina, Ryan, Hannah, Dan, and Marcus. And I'm a fan of a few of them. All of them picked the Texans. All of them, with what C.J. Stroud was working with coming out of Pittsburgh, coming here after watching the Patriots defense last week, all of them picked the Texans to come in here with the weather, with everything going on with the Patriots and how they've had the MVP and the guy that's been the second in the MVP for whatever he is. And you...
Huh? What?
I see all of them.
All of them.
Yeah. All of them.
All of them.
Pick the Texans, even with considering the weather, and you're going to be facing the guy who should be the MVP, but he's second in the MVP. They're still picking the Texans.
With the Patriots and how they've had the MVP and the guy that's been the second in the MVP for whatever he is, and you all picked the Texans. What a disgraceful display of analysis. I'm sorry.
Well,
disgrace, and I can't get over that. All of them.
I'll take the
Texans.
victory lap. I said 28-13. I said Pop Douglas would have a touchdown.
Right. Well,
energy's a little different between the two of them.
Well, I would, as Hardy said, I can relate to having to match frenetic, unnecessary energy, and you have to meet that with. You can't go to the same level because if you do that, then it's unlistenable.
Kind of like
what a disgraceful display of analysis.
It's kind of like a speedboat circling a glacier,
So Danderio took away from the game that the people on ESPN on a show picked against the Patriots, and he kept their names. He said them.
Wow.
So I mean,
and I have their names right here. Let's just say their names.
Wow, they picked the game wrong.
Mina, Ryan, Hannah, Dan, and Marcus.
Oh, chastised.
Jesus.
You all picked the Texans.
Shame.
I mean, just stop it, man. My God, dude.
All of them.
Wow. You showed them. The Patriots really showed them. That's why you play the game, is to prove Mina Kine's wrong. I mean, how dare they? They thought the Texans were going to come in here and win the game.
All of them.
Too much, maybe?
No.
Jay Stu, yeah, maybe.
It's just
okay.
There is egg on all of their faces. They went so far as to not prognosticate the game correctly, and there you go. There's a lot of egg on their faces.
I'm sorry.
Well, no need to apologize. I mean, you are the hero. You win the day. I don't know how they even show their faces in that studio anymore. It was like people that thought Atlanta had it in the bag in that Super Bowl against the Patriots. I mean, when it was 28-3, that's a lot of I'm sure the halftime analysis was not in the Patriots' favor, and we'd have to go back and check that. Everyone thought that Grossman, the year that he was the quarterback for the Bears, was going to be walking into the Super Bowl.
Right.
A lot of idiots in those things.
Well, for his part, Vrabel after the game understands that. I think he understands. We were talking about this a little bit last week, like what his mindset had to be going into the postseason after finishing with 14 wins, and then getting a postseason win. It's like somewhere in his head, this could not have been expected. To be going to the AFC Championship game, with Drake May and with this roster in his first year. But still, now that they're here, he seems to have the proper mindset.
Well, I'm always excited for our organization, excited for the players. I am appreciative of their work and their efforts. Everybody's stepping up. We're using everybody. Everybody's making plays. Everybody's helping us win. I'm excited for these guys, but they're also they're not satisfied.
No. And now you're going to an AFC Championship game. I mean, if you would have said this time last year that this team was going to be playing in a Super Bowl, most likely, certainly. I mean, if the odds are that they will be playing in the Super Bowl, that would have been in almost unfathomable. All the things that would have to break right, all the teams that are better on paper than you, and there are a lot of them. I mean, Houston on paper should be a better team than you going into the season. You would have thought C.J. Stroud would be better than Drake May in his second year. You would have thought that. Going into the season, absolutely.
Yes.
You saw Drake May have that. You knew that he was probably going to be pretty good, but you didn't know he was going to be an MVP candidate.
Look, no one knew what Milton Williams was really going to be like. No one knew how the left side of the offensive line was going to be like. Bradbury was terrible in Minnesota. He hasn't missed a snap as your starting center. You didn't know how the wide receivers.
Diggs coming off of major injury.
And you didn't know what Booty was going to be and Pop Douglas was going to be, and you had no idea about any of this. I mean, there were at least a dozen question marks for this team starting the season.
But I don't understand the need I understand why teams do it. I tell my kids it's not a good life strategy to use like outside hatred to fuel you. I don't think that is. I think that's a really bad way to live. Like, I think it's better to just find these things internally. But for sports, it works. I mean, if this is how these guys operate, I mean, Tom Brady famously, all these guys would find anything to latch on to. I don't think it's good as a life philosophy, but it seems to work in sports. But I don't understand that Danderio fan base thing of we won. He's in the post game, so we won. Right in the post game, I guess it would be a we situation. My team won. I'm really angry.
What a disgraceful display of analysis.
I don't understand for the life of me. I understand if someone's if there was some guy in Houston going this team's a joke, I can't believe it, actively trolling you, trolling back. That's a give and take. I don't understand going, the NFL Live people all picked the
Yeah, because you're
Houston.
talking about one guy online, and he's talking about this, I call it a cabal.
Mina, Ryan, Hannah, Dan, and Marcus.
I mean,
they are legion.
What are you talking about? These people have to pick every game. They picked it wrong. And the whole joke of it,
all of them.
The only reason it went viral is the reaction that when they all learned they had all picked the Texans, they all went, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Right.
The reason that you even know about that they did that, I mean, the NFL Live picks aren't something that is, sacrament. It's not the Jimmy the Greek, the only guy on national TV picking games. I mean, 500 people picking games. The only reason it went viral was their funny reaction to it. They all went, oh, no, oh, no, oh, no, when they saw that they had all picked the same thing. That whole they're out to get my team. Get out of here with that. The Patriots were a favorite in that game. The Patriots are a big favorite on the road in the AFC Championship game. Stop it.
Well,
Enough.
Some people, though, Fred, like post-game, they're still going after the team. First question to Drake May. Dan Roach, firing right away. Like, not letting him off the hook.
Drake, congrats.
Thank you, brother. Yes, sir.
Just a thought on getting the job done, basically, right? How much of a battle was it for you against their defense and then to watch your defense do what it did?
Yeah.
Leave him alone, Roachy. Coming out of the gates with a question like that. How dare you?
Yeah, they know Roach. They're like, you get this. Let's ease into this thing.
I'm sorry, sir. We can no longer use you on fifth quarter. You're going to have to leave the room.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots are pissed. I mean, the Crafts aren't going to take this sitting down. You're really firing up the base here. But I'm sorry, Carlos. Carlos, go ahead.
Yes, I'm saying that the Patriots, Boston, we always have a way to win. If it's the Celtics, Bruins, but the Patriots, I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I am surprised. But you guys have a good day.
That was spectacularly confusing. I need to hear that again. I'm not sure what just happened.
Well, I'll tell you, when the Bruins in that Stanley Cup final against the Blues, there was winning energy everywhere.
Yep.
Worst finals I've ever seen.
Chicago, St. Louis.
Chicago, they might not have been in the better team. The St. Louis, that was
definitely had the better team that year.
Oh, yeah, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, that was an abject disaster.
Game 7, home ice. I don't know. Are you supposed to win that game?
Or no, you're supposed to play the most boring game in the history of hockey and lose.
To leave for a line change early.
Easy.
True or false?
No, okay.
His number will be in the rafters one day.
Yes, it
so
will.
You shush.
Not because of that.
Drake May also echoing what Mike Vrabel had to say about the satisfaction level of the team.
Yeah, I think not satisfied means we're back on the road. Back on the road in the AFC Championship game. I mean, that kind of speaks for itself. Trying to enjoy these playoff wins. I think in the regular season, when you come up with wins, you feel like you can play better. You kind of have this down mentality and just know that we made enough plays tonight. Obviously, I wish I had some plays back, but that's part of it. That's part of playing good teams in the playoffs. And proud of these guys for how we played. Keeps on being defense picking us up when we need to, and special teams was huge. Just back on the road, and we got a tough opponent.
Patriots 0-3 all-time in Denver. They've in the playoffs have never scored more than 17 points.
Shut up.
Well, they've
I'm
never
being
played
too
Stidham.
negative. Sorry.
They've never played Stidham.
That's right. Stiddy changes the game a little bit.
You win that game.
Yeah.
No, you win that
You
game.
should.
No, well, yes.
Stidham
you should.
Yes, you should.
Stidham got me in trouble years ago because we kept talking about his girlfriend or wife at the time, Kennedy Stidham, and he complained.
Really?
Yes.
He complained?
He complained because we kept goofing on Kennedy Stidham and all her Instagram posts. It's like, this is my game day fit. Okay, you guys? Seriously.
And he complained because she was getting on Instagram to try to get followers, and you commented on it.
I'm tired of them making fun of me.
Okay.
So you'll have to stop.
That's great. Are they still together?
Oh, yeah. They got like 9 kids.
Oh,
so much
lovely.
for those videos. Mike, go ahead. Sure, it's not the same pizzazz.
I just wanted to say that I think the halftime commentary was a bunch of crap. I just, they didn't focus on what the Patriots were doing right. They just focused on what the Texans had to do to fix
Mike,
the
there's
game.
no way. There's no way you believe that.
2 scores.
There's no way you believe that. That if a guy throws 4 picks and looks the way Stroud does, the story is if you play him. Oh wait, if you're on that halftime panel. And there's a chance that a guy that was the number 2 overall pick in the draft that has been starting for a team for 3 years, that was an all-pro as a rookie, he had to have won Rookie of the Year, right? So, like, if I'm guessing Rookie of the Year, and you're talking, and he plays 2 games in a row like that, the story of that game is the 4 interceptions. I mean, you have to see that. That's exact. You have 12 minutes to talk. That's exactly what you're going to talk about. I mean, that's exactly what you do.
I think that's the story of the game because, and again, the stage that you're on, this is the divisional round, and out of all the things that you saw in the first half, the thing that really stuck out was one guy looked like he didn't belong out there, and that was C.J. Stroud.
And Mike, Zolak talked about it during the week, that if Stroud comes out and plays like that again, you got to play Davis Mills. I mean, if there's a chance that you're going to pull your starting quarterback at halftime,
that's the story. That is the story.
I mean, it's a good thing you're not in media, man. I mean, that's the entire story, is the way Stroud played.
They do climb out of their holes on Monday morning, don't they?
I mean, you're mad at the half. Jesus Christ, you're in the AFC Championship game. You got to learn how to enjoy something.
I mean, that's a
and
guy,
that's coming from me telling you got to learn how to enjoy something.
That's a guy who tuned into the post-game show and got angry.
I mean,
it's amazing.
My God. Oof.
You won the game.
And you're playing a backup quarterback in Denver. I mean, come on. Book your tickets for San Francisco. Have some fun. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I am surprised.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Oh, even you, Alf. Chris, I'd like to take your call because I think that will be funny. And Brendan, I agree with you, but I can't take your call because it would be piling on.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. But Brendan, I get you, but I can't take the call. I appreciate it. Mike Reiss is ESPN's NFL and Brendan, your call at least makes me want to keep doing the job. Mike Reiss is ESPN's NFL Nation reporter covering, at least my instincts are somewhat on point. Mike Reiss is the ESPN Nation reporter covering the Patriots. Mike, hello!
Good morning, Fred, Hardy, John. How are we doing this morning?
Good. I mean, just let's put this all in perspective. You cover the team. You're no homer, but you look at things and you're never overly negative. Just beginning of the season, let's just kind of put this in some kind of perspective. If someone would have told you they're playing, forget the Stidham angle, forget even what's happening in we'll get to the AFC Championship game in a minute, but like if someone told you the Patriots were going to be playing in the AFC Championship game this year, what would you have said?
You okay?
Right.
You crazy?
Yeah, that is not a reasonable thing to be thinking.
And I think optimism is great, and that's what makes the NFL so great. But this is totally unexpected, and it's why sports are great. And that was another unforgettable. I'm thinking about the scene at the stadium yesterday. For those that were down there, it's just this region and these are the Patriots fans have been blessed with so much that I think a lot of people, what I hear from them, felt like if it never happened again, like we would have been okay. And I think so many people appreciate it that you almost feel that it's back again, that you almost feel that in the stadium, guys,
Yeah, well, there was the sign, "We're back again." There was the fan with the sign. What are the Patriots doing defensively in these playoffs that's been so effective?
So Fred, I give you one stat just to start to sort of build off what you were talking about. They have allowed just one touchdown in their first two playoff games. They're the first team since the 2006 Colts to do that. So it gives you a little historical perspective on what they're doing defensively. I'm going to say, in building off this last game, they've gotten back to stopping the run like they did in the first 9 games of the year. So we'll see if this sort of plays out as I go back and study the game. But, first 9 games of the year, they were one of the best or the best run defense in the league. Do you remember we were saying like no running back had over 50 yards against them in the first 9 games? And then Milton Williams went out, Robert Spillane went out, and they pieced it together, and they sort of lost a little bit of that edge against the run. Now they got all those guys back, and they're stopping the run again, so they're making the other team one-dimensional, and they're able to tee off in the passing game and create some pressure with some of get them in obvious passing situations and go after them. And that's my sort of answer right now, that I might just study a little more and see if it holds up after watching the game over.
Spillane, difference maker.
Yep.
Say it again. Say it again so Fred hears you.
Well, no, but Christian Ellis, man, like you just hear his name over and over again. And I listen, you're not the only writer that is pointing to Spillane, but just in terms of not someone who analyzes the team for a living, really, just as kind of someone who asks people who do questions. I just hear Christian Ellis's name over and over and over again. He seems to be, a kind of like a game wrecker in the run game.
Yeah, and Fred, don't sell yourself short. You know what you're looking at. You see a guy flying out there, and it's Spillane makes a big difference. But it's to stop the run and to play defense. I mean, you need all 11 guys, and so yeah, I'd say having Spillane back is huge. Milton Williams back is huge, but Ellis has been a different player. The second half of the year, in my view. Christian Gonzalez, like I'll just tell you guys, like that play when he strips the ball from Woody Marks, like and ask any reporter, you'll have a lot on this week. Say, what do you see every time you watch Patriots practice when it's period 6? They literally do that drill. I mean, I've seen it, I want to say every day for the last 4 months. And it's almost like you might watch the practice guys when you're sitting there and say, they're doing this drill again. And then you see it show up in the game and you say, well, that's why they do it. The more you repeat it, the more maybe it manifests itself in a game.
You know, defensively especially, and, you know, you've got Gonzalez and Milton Williams, and you've got, you know, a couple of, you know, legit players. But when you start talking about guys like Ellis and Spillane and all the contributions that they're making defensively as a team and the way practices are held and the things that they're working on, comes back to something that I don't think has been talked about as much, and that is the overall coaching job that this team has done this year, from Vrabel to the coordinators, and, you know, sometimes put in positions that they weren't expected to be in. It really is remarkable, regardless of what the schedule has been and what C.J. Stroud played like yesterday. This team has been ready consistently, you know, getting past week 4 to the point where I think it would be impossible to talk about the coaches too much, because they've gotten performances from everybody on the defense. The offensive players, Mike, Pop Douglas and Kayshon Boutte, guys that Fred had said earlier, and I agree with him. He didn't know what they're going to be this year, and they're all outstanding. So if it's across the board like that, how do you not give credit to the coaches?
So Hardy, I'll start with Vrabel, right? Like culturally, what he's produced, we've been through that, and get the right players in there, and then put together a great coaching staff. The play caller, Zach Kerr, like, talk to coaches or opposing teams, and they just tell me, and I have to defer to them, guys doing a great job, you know, and they lost their defensive coordinator, Terrell Williams, who's focusing on his recovery to prostate cancer. There's a lot of respect from coaches around the league as to how they've been able to keep the defense at this level, given that. And I would say Clint McMillan, defensive line coach, came up with Vrabel in Tennessee, pours his heart into it with his guys. You watch him before the game in warmups. They want to, you know, gets him going. Zach Kerr, inside linebacker, Mike Smith, outside linebacker. Their 2 defensive backs coach, Justin Hamilton, cornerback, Scott Booker, safety. This is a really strong coaching staff. And at the same time, we say it, Hardy, like, and Vrabel will push back on this stuff. Like, don't make sure you're giving credit to the players, because they're the ones that have to go out and make the plays.
What was your view of C.J. Stroud in the first half? Obviously, the Patriots' defense bothered him at the start, but it seemed like he spun into a ditch all by his lonesome after that.
I feel that's exactly how I felt, John. I have the receipt of myself at halftime where I said, I think it was it 21-10 at halftime, and I said they've got him on the run. He doesn't look great, and it almost makes you wonder if the coach is going to switch to Davis Mills. And so he didn't look right. Didn't look right to me. And how much of that is Patriots defense? Probably a part of that. And then I'm thinking about it from a Texans perspective. You know, how do you feel about that quarterback going forward, and what do you have to do to get him right? That would probably be what we were talking about if we were all down in Houston this morning.
Yeah, and it's almost got to be frustrating if you're a Houston fan just to see that your defense lives up to expectations like that. Like, even 2 offensive touchdowns, the actual touchdowns themselves were like circus plays. Like, Boutte's catch obviously is like an all-timer. Diggs being able to hold on to the ball. I mean, it looked to me like coverage was pretty good on both those throws. So it's like your defense. So take even those 2 touchdowns into consideration. That was good defense. At least on the back end, that's got to be the most frustrating thing, is you're like, our defense lived up to it. 5 turnovers. They get points off one of those turnovers.
Yeah.
Like, they held. And if you just had a guy that didn't crap himself. Now, look, the Patriots still, even maybe likely win that game, but just it's got to be really even more painful than if you would have lost the game in other circumstances.
I agree, Fred. I mean, Fred, that defense is really good. And well, I think the story of the game yesterday was Patriots defense. At the same time, like when the offense like needed to make a play. Like those are like high degree of difficulty, like excellence, like big time players coming in at, big time moment. And I just so impressed with like Booty on that catch, all timer. And then Diggs, I don't know if you heard this. I love it. In the locker room after the game, someone asked him, how'd you make that catch? And he's with my hands.
Well, he was staring at his hands after, which I thought was pretty funny. They showed on a replay. He was just like marveling at his hands. I thought that was pretty funny.
Just this seemed, maybe inappropriate even to be talking about after the Denver game on Saturday, Mike. But with the developments about Bo Nix afterward, you're thinking to yourself, oh man, if you get a chance to go play them now that it's a thing and now that it's happening, it's appropriate to talk about, Mike. I mean, they got to win this game, don't they? You've been given this opportunity to go play Jared Stidham in the AFC Championship. Is there any other way to think about this?
Well, they're favored, as they should be. I think a couple thoughts, Hardy. I mean, how did you feel about Bo Nix entering the game? It sounds like you guys were all big Bo Nix fans, which I understand. I think he's very good.
Well,
I wasn't a Bo Nix fan as much as I just think that he is worlds better than Jared Stidham.
Well, and he's also – listen, Nix, I've seen – for whatever reason, I've seen Denver play a lot. Nix screws around. He can look terrible, absolutely terrible. But, and it doesn't seem sustainable. Like, I don't think Denver is going to be the number one seed in the AFC next year by any stretch. In fact, if there was any kind of bet I could make, I would put a great deal of money against it. But, he is, for this team this year, when he had to be, he was very good. And even if it was just running around. And, they were the number one seed in the AFC with him, and now you're throwing a guy that hasn't played a lot of football at the pro level, for how many years he's been in the league, and asking him to win an AFC championship game. It's a Hofstetler situation. Like it's it's happened before, but
not like this.
But it doesn't seem it doesn't seem advantageous.
Yeah, and it's not same, but like a Matt Castle situation, right? 2008, not the same, right? Because that was regular season versus playoffs, but similar. And I think so. Here's the way I look at it: Patriots catch a break, obviously. I think that I don't know who would argue otherwise, no matter what you think of Bo Nix. Their defense is at the level of the Texans and the Chargers, which was the week before. So don't overlook that. Like, you still have to go do that. You were 3 of 14 on third down in this last game. So that, can't just assume that you're going to be fine against that defense. Drake's ball security, are we going to keep seeing the same ball security issues? Well, you're going to be in a dogfight again if you are. And I would just say Sean Payton, as an offensive coach, just underestimate him at your own peril, because this is, I think if you ask anyone around the league, they'll tell you this is one of the best offensive coaches. So he'll have a plan. Whether Stidham can execute it, well, I think it's a fair question to see. There's probably going to be a little bit of a fighting human nature aspect to this for the Patriots to not have that lose that edge, knowing you're not facing their top quarterback.
The problem for Payton is he's got to just completely rework that offense, because Stidham doesn't do what Nix does with his feet, right? Like, so there's so much of their offense was around Nix's mobility. A lot of him, scheduled runs, a lot of things like that. It will be interesting. I'm sure Payton is up to the task, and maybe Stidham, I think I heard Zolak talking about this in pregame, maybe Stidham on paper is a little bit better at some things than Nix is. He's got a stronger arm. But
hasn't thrown a pass in 3 years.
No, we're just talking about game planning.
No, I understand.
He's just going to have to completely, game plan differently because of the strengths and weaknesses of the two. Compared to each other. So should be interesting. Mike Reiss, if you had to compare yesterday's game to a concert, what artist would it be in your experience?
Great question.
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. I'm going to go with, I'll go to my recent show, Tesla, up in Hampton Beach because the conditions were a little rough. And yeah, that's sort of what I would say.
Yeah,
like, it's a little bit hard-edged, you know?
Yeah, Cowboys of the modern day. I understand what you're saying.
I like that. Hang tough.
Yeah, there you go, baby.
See what I did, Fred? Do you see what I did?
You love Tesla.
Head.
Look at you. Look at
go.
you.
I would have thought
I went for a bigger hit.
Corey Hart, but I don't know. Tesla, that makes sense too.
Even if it's a cover, do you go? The signs were there that this was going to happen. I don't know if I count it because they didn't write the song, but that was a 5-man acoustical jam. You understand?
Do this, don't do that.
Yeah. Listen. Hey, Jack. Even the pastor was in on it. Mike Reiss, thank you, sir. Enjoy another week. Enjoy Denver, and we will talk to you next Monday.
Sounds great, guys. Great being on with you as always. Have a great rest of the show.
All right, appreciate it, Mike. We'll be right back with your calls. Here are the headlines. Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, 617-779-0985. Chris, go ahead, sir. Chris.
Hey, guys. I like that guy that called in. I was also irate at the halftime show and the commentary, but mostly because Ryan Clark is insane,
Yes.
and Jason Garrett just insisted on yelling rather than having a personality.
I can thank you. We were talking about that
brings me
before
to
the
my
show.
bigger-
Real quick, we were talking about before the show. Ryan Clark, why the passion? Like why? They're debating
And
whether or not Stroud
Why
should stay
die
in the
on
game.
the hill of 4 interceptions?
I don't. Yeah, he's a
It's
weird
the
man.
weirdest hill to die on. Like he said, you have to give C.J. Stroud the ability to show who he is. He just showed you.
Yeah,
he sucks.
He's had 5
Which
quarters
brings me to my
show
bigger
you.
point.
Go ahead.
On Friday, can you ask Bert what percentage of his decision to pick the Texans, which is fine, I'm not angry about that, but what percentage of his decision was that C.J. Stroud played for Ohio State? Because I really think that put massive blinders on.
Oh, I think I
'Cause he
completely
sucked
agree.
last night. I have never seen a quarterback just give up. He just chucked it up and didn't care where it came down. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, the interception, the Marcus Jones face mask touchdown, where Jones was just brought down by the face mask and no flag was thrown, was I can't imagine how many times they told him just to take a sack. I can't imagine.
Once again, you're winning. That they were winning when he did that.
His tight end falls down. That's the outlet. He's not available. He's terrible, and you got pressure in your face. Just take the sack, man. Let them punt. They're not getting anything. Punt.
Yeah, your
Flip the
defense is
field.
pretty good.
I mean, this is an expert analysis. If I have that defense, all you got to do is punt. I mean, Aikman. Aikman during the game was even talking about the Patriots. Maybe you just run the ball and punt. Like they were at a certain point. Like when the offense isn't doing much and you have that defense, you were allowing 17 points a game. You don't have to do much offensively other than not turn the ball over. Stroud should have been pulled from that game. I don't think it. I think the Patriots still win. I think that the hole had been dug.
Would have been a better game. Would have been closer.
It would have certainly been a better game. Steve, go ahead.
Fellas, good morning. Thanks for taking my call. I don't know if anybody picked up on this, but I was watching Rabel do his enthusiastic handshakes and hugs with every single player coming off the field, and people are running into his arms, etc. And then Will Campbell is walking off the field looking like a deer in the headlights, and Rabel had to actually go back to him and tap him on the chin and try to give him another high five, and he just stone-faced walked past him, and he just looked like he knew he was a beaten man. And I guess my question is, what's your biggest level? You have a huge level of concern with Will Campbell right now?
I do.
It looks like he's beaten.
I do. I hope, don't take this the wrong way, but I hope he's hurt. I hope that there's something preventing him from playing at his full capacity, because we said this last hour. He got beaten with a bull rush time after time against Khalil Mack in the first round, and Will Anderson was too quick for him yesterday. So, I mean, those are the two things that a good left tackle has to worry about. He didn't handle either of them, and I understand that Anderson is an elite pass rusher, but you got to show some signs of life. I think these last two games, if Campbell is healthy, I think you have to, if you're the Patriots this offseason, start thinking about maybe drafting another tackle.
Well, you take a tackle in the top 5 because of the importance of the position. You pay tackles the amount of money they're paid because of the importance of the position. So there is you take that tackle because of edge rushers like Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Like there is a expectation that you can handle yourself and if he did look that way, and that's good on you for catching it, I'm taking it that he did. I mean, justifiably so. He's had his ass handed to him 2 weeks in a row. So that is true.
No doubt. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. I mean,
we were joking last week about, I forget who we were talking to, about kicking Campbell inside the guard, and maybe Wilson winds up the center of this team in the future.
Bedard made that point, and the point isn't like an affront to the Patriots. Like, if you move Campbell and he becomes an all-pro guard, if he has the capacity to be like an elite guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you have an elite center, an elite guard, and then you move someone else into the tackle position, that's not asinine. I mean, if that's not even look, if I'm Campbell, I don't want that. The money's different. There's a pride aspect to it. But if you believe he has the ability to be an elite guard, I mean, that's a nice conversation to have. In that you're in a position where you have unexpectedly enough talent to start floating those kinds of ideas around.
These last 2 weeks are eye-opening, though. I mean, in a really bad way.
They're
going to have to. This is a conversation when we get to February and March.
Well, they're certainly going to have that conversation.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they're going to do it, but that's a conversation that you have to have. I mean, if you're sitting there in the first round and there's a tackle that falls into your lap. First of all, Morgan Moses isn't going to play. I don't know how much longer he's going to play.
This may be it.
Yeah.
Actually.
So, I mean, if you're sitting there okay, let's just take this. We got time. If there's a tackle that falls into your lap in the first round, you go, wow, this kid's amazing. We can pencil him in at right tackle. But then you get to camp, and the guy's like a superstar. I mean, then do you move Campbell to right tackle? Do you move Campbell to guard? I mean, you keep Campbell on. Campbell, you believe in him.
Oh yeah,
but it's not asinine.
He can play, but these last 2 games have shown that right now he's not ready for this position at the highest level.
Right.
Correct.
You get worked that many times. You go back to the Cleveland game and saw, a lot of guys have trouble in that situation.
But not 5 sacks worth.
But 5 sacks worth.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's certainly an internal discussion. There's no way it's not.
And there's only so much, patchwork you can do, bringing in a tight end to help block. But that you
hamstring your play calling that way.
You get away with before it catches up with you. And like you said, John, you're hamstrung, and now you're robbing Peter to pay Paul just to shore up the left side. Where there's another way of fixing that, and that's by getting a legitimate left tackle in there.
Right. All right. So we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
windy.
With friends like these,
About to climb up a tree.
you know.
We're the best friends you can be, my buddy and me.
Now,
Me.
more of your best morning buddies, Toucher and Hardy, on the Sports Hub.
Around the NFL with Toucher and Hardy. Hit somebody.
We're Toucher and Hardy. We will get to your phone calls about the Patriots coming up in just a moment, but as we are on YouTube, and you can subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube and watch us live, we will briefly go around the NFL. It's brought to you by Joyce Cooling and Heating in Nashua. Tired of being cold around the house? Get up to $2,400 in rebates and tax credits when you upgrade to a high-efficiency Lennox system and start saving big in 2026. Schedule right online at joycecool.com. Other games around the NFL, Hardy, a lot of good ones, a bad one, as the mush was added again, as I had taken San Francisco, if you want to get that out of the way. But you don't have to. But go ahead. What else occurred in the NFL?
Yeah, we'll get to that one. It won't take long, but we'll start with last night as the Rams, as Bob Sosi would say. We're in Chicago, and Chicago with the ball down near the goal line early. Going to take the 3 points, Ben Johnson? No, man, I came from the Lions. We're going to go for it on fourth down.
4th and 3. Bears going. Williams throwing too high. It's intercepted. Kobe Durant got it back in his own 2. DJ Moore trying to punch it out on the way. He's down at the 15-yard line. Missed touchdown catch by Odunze at the goal line. And the 4th down pick thrown by Caleb Williams. Rams will take over. No score.
Would 3 points matter in this game?
Damn the torpedoes. All gas, no brakes.
He passed up field goals 3 times in that game.
That's correct.
The one you played, he kind of had to go for it, but he went for. That was the end of the game, right? That
was at the beginning of the game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was first quarter.
I thought that was at the end of the game.
Bird missed the ball he should have had, but it was 4th and 3.
My bad. But, yeah, he passed up 3 field goals. They would have won the game if he would have taken the field goals.
Yep.
Ben Johnson, again, he seems like a great offensive. They do a lot of dumb stuff. 2 weeks in a row, they've had a lineman-eligible play that didn't work. Last week it was dropped, and then he did it again this week, and it was almost an interception, and he did it like he...
Well, yeah, he stole... That's the Dan Skipper play.
He really is.
Yeah.
I look, Caleb Williams looks sensational. Like, he can do things that no one else can do. He just can. He's erratic, but he can do other things no one else can do. Ben Johnson, let's look at the sustainability of this situation, because he is a real character.
He's feeling himself. I mean, there's a lot of Detroit has rubbed off on him. He is doing the best he can to duplicate exactly what Dan Campbell has done in his own way. I mean, he's screaming and yelling in the locker room, and he's going for it on 4th down, shirts off.
He's like Bert Kreischer.
He's
he's so funny. I love him. I love that whole Austin scene. But it's like, when you have Dan Campbell is the guy and you're the offensive guru.
Yeah.
And look, Chicago exceeded expectations, but they're a good. In fairness, though, that's not a bad roster. So let's not go crazy with they shouldn't have been there. But he turned that team around, and good on him. And he got the best out of Caleb Williams. Let's see how sustainable this is in Chicago, because he seems like a real hot potato.
Let me just ask you a question here, jumping way ahead. Looking at those two teams last night, the way they were playing, and looking at the way Seattle played.
Oh, jeez.
If you project and say the Patriots get the win in Denver next week.
Do we really have to do that today?
Yeah, let's do it right now.
I don't want to do that
Let's
today.
say the Patriots are playing Chicago, L.A., or Seattle in the Super Bowl.
I think they.
What do you think?
Oh.
I wonder if they'd be a favorite against Chicago.
I was just going to say, of the 3, I think Chicago they could beat.
I think Seattle's
no question.
Seattle's favored by 3 on a neutral field, maybe 4.5. The Rams are favored by.
Okay.
What do you think? What do you think the spread is? Let's just go against Seattle or the Rams. What do you think the spread is in that game?
Oh, I think the spread is probably 4.5.
I
4.5 the Rams, 2.5, 3 against Seattle.
I watched Seattle play.
I don't know.
Against San
I would have said that
Francisco.
before I
No.
watched that entire game.
I think Seattle.
And you
won
didn't even
more.
have to watch the entire game. But holy crap, I think it's 4.5 with either team. I really do.
Some of us had good money on San Francisco, so let's not. A lot of things happened early in that game to get that thing out of hand.
I won both those games on Saturday and Sunday. I said nothing.
Really?
Leaving it alone.
I am officially a mush. In fact, everyone bet against me. I couldn't be worse at gambling at the NFL. A real piece of garbage. I don't know what the hell is going on. I thought Sam Darnold's oblique. Shanahan's a great coach.
He's oblique.
I thought
Come on.
Seattle would win.
No.
I just didn't. I didn't think. I thought a touchdown was a lot.
A friend of mine out west is a Seattle fan. Asked me, because I'm sure you get this, Fred. John, you get this. People call you. We talked about it. Like, what's going on with this? What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Like, we somehow are privy to all this inside information. And all I said, oblique strain from practice, get the F out of here. He's playing. Just stop it. Don't listen to that.
Well, no,
But
I
didn't
knew he
think
was going to play. I just didn't know. And look, Darnold struggled in big games. Like, Darnold has had problems in big games.
It's still Sam Darnold, but just the way he's playing right now, nobody told him he's Sam Darnold. No one told him before that San Francisco game.
I just am telling you why I made the mistake I made. I'm not saying I was right. I'm telling you I was wrong.
Well,
I've explained I'm a mush.
Okay, we'll get to that game.
I also had the Rams by 3.5.
We'll get to that game. It'll take 10 seconds when we recap the Seattle-San Francisco
when
game.
they were going for the touchdown in overtime, in overtime, when they were going for the touchdown, I was like, okay, go for that touchdown.
Let's just jump to the second half here. It's 10-10 at the half. And then the Rams score a touchdown. Chicago down 7.
The man in motion. Williams drifting, sprinting for space, in all kinds of trouble. Put it up for grabs to the end zone. He got it for the touchdown. They've done it again. Unbelievable.
4th and 4 with 27 seconds left in regulation.
That was off his back foot from the 40.
Okay, so that's 2 weeks in a row.
Oh.
So on 4th down 2 weeks ago, there's got a guy's got him by the foot. Yeah. A guy pulling on his leg. He's falling backwards. 4th down conversion. Okay, 3 guys are running straight at him. He's running backwards. You're going, what are you doing, you idiot? Like what are you doing? He's running backwards. He throws the ball 40 yards.
They tell you not to do that.
He throws the ball 40 yards. The secondary's like, what the hell's going on?
Nobody should be able to make this throw.
Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
He's an absolute freak. He's a freak.
He gets out of his own way. He's got a cannon.
He's got a cannon. Did you seen him run?
Yes.
He's like a wide receiver.
Yes.
I mean, he's nuts.
He has all the physical tools you could ever hope for.
Let's
and a confidence to him too.
Well, that gets him into trouble sometimes.
Get him away from Ben Johnson.
So you heard the mayhem there on the national TV broadcast. I wonder what the Rams radio announcers sounded like on that same play.
4th down and 4, 14 of the Rams. Shotgun snap, goes back 4-man rush. He's chased, he's
national.
He's all the way back to the 40. He's backpedaling and throws a pass into the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! Chicago has caught a touchdown pass with Cole Kmet open in the corner. If you hadn't seen it, you would not believe it.
Yeah, that's Kevin Harlan on Westwood 1, but that's it was crazy.
I apologize. We got to get our Rams radio guy on this.
Oh yeah, let's see if he had a fun little saying for that one.
JV, is that his name?
No, that's just his skill level.
All right, we will effort that. So let's go to overtime here. Rams 3 and out. Chicago has to punt.
By the way,
interception.
Chicago won the toss.
Oh yeah, that's right. Chicago wins the toss, and what do they do?
Elected to kick.
They said we're going to kick.
That's what you do in overtime.
That's what you do in overtime. So
From the 48, deep drop, Williams. He's got time. Shot downfield in trouble is intercepted by Cam Curl. Curl goes over, makes the play.
But that's another fourth down, right?
I don't think so. I think that was near midfield. I don't think it was a fourth down
Yeah,
play.
I don't think so. And they only needed about 10 more yards to be in field goal range.
And in today's day and age, all you got to do is cross midfield. No, this was one of those situations where his confidence overtook him, and they asked him about the play afterwards. I don't know if you have that, Hardy, but he basically blamed his wide receiver.
Second and 8. Yeah,
he basically blamed his wide receiver for not running the right route.
Well, that's good after a loss. Really put it on someone
else.
else.
I think it was DJ Moore.
You guys are right. That was second and 8. I was getting confused with all the other fourth downs.
I know.
They did go for it on fourth down
Yeah.
on that drive. 4th and 1, Williams picked it up.
Yeah.
So at this point, next score wins, and Los Angeles, I'm sorry. You got Matthew Stafford. All you got to do is move the ball a little bit. They moved it plenty. I can't believe they were throwing the ball as much as they did.
I can.
On those last couple of plays.
It was a terrible conditions. Just try to get a touchdown. I understood it. And look, I did
real time. I did real time too. I'm thinking, why is he throwing? All they got to do is, you look at the conditions here. They're too far away. You got to go for it.
I would have done the same thing. And it's 3.5. It wasn't life-changing money, but I was like, one of these can't fall. Just you can't let the mush get one.
It's never been a thicker pressure moment to send the Rams to the championship game. Mavis from 42 online, and it's good. And the Los Angeles Rams go to the championship game with an overtime win in Chicago.
All right, here's a trivia question for the room. Harrison Mavis did not start the season in L.A. He started the season with another team and was summarily cut and then re-signed to the practice squad.
The Jets.
Correct.
Yeah, I knew that.
Harrison Mavis, a New York Jet at the beginning of the season.
Well, fortunately for the Jets, Nick Folk was very good this year.
Yes, that's true.
He was great.
Yeah,
so
he was good.
That is one that I don't. I'm not wringing my hands about, but they were only a kicker away from really competing this year.
Just odd how it worked out. Yes.
No, they were fine. Now, Folk might retire rather than go back to the Jets, but we'll see what happens with that.
You got JB Long, the Rams radio guy, on this for us, Beaton?
I got him on the field goal here for the final.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Out of the hold of Ethan Evans, here it comes to send the Rams to Seattle for the NFC Championship game. It's good! The Rams win it 20-17 in overtime.
And the color analyst right on top of it as well.
Yeah, that's right.
You could hear the excitement coming from the other side.
Stepping all over his call. Oh, all right. You want to briefly get to the...
Yeah, just get to the...
All right.
It's going to take 2 seconds.
This is going to take 2 seconds. Here's everything you need to know about Seattle, San Francisco.
Shaheed at his own 5, across the 10, 15, 20. Cut straight upfield, has a gap, across the 40, midfield 50. Try to trip him, don't get him. Flag is down. Shaheed to the end zone. Holy catfish! Open the game with a 95-yard touchdown Seahawks.
And with the extra point, that's your game winner.
Yeah, 7-0.
There you go.
Game's over.
Listen, it would have been a push at that point.
Holy catfish!
Listen, you can't swear, so there's worse things to say. I'll tell you.
Seattle goes on to win 41-6.
What a mush! What a mush! I am just a real garbage.
You were
gambler.
a little off on that one.
I'm off on everything, man. I wish they never legalized.
Wait, it didn't cover. You're saying? I mean, it wasn't a money line bet. You had the points.
Bad beat on that one. All right,
backdoor cover.
Let's come back and talk a little bit more about the Patriots. Take some phone calls, and then we can get into the situation in Buffalo. As I was asked the question, would you rather be a Buffalo fan or a Jets fan right now? And I have a bunch of friends that are Buffalo fans. Honestly, I'd rather be a Jets fan. At least you knew. At least you don't have to go through that. Like, they go through it every year. Like, I would just... There's something about acceptance that you get rooting for total garbage. The Buffalo, I mean... There's so many things that happened in that game that are I feel really bad for Buffalo fans. Really bad for Buffalo fans. All right, we'll be back in just a moment. We'll take your calls on the Patriots. You can talk about the other games if you want, and then we'll do the Buffalo thing in a little bit. We'll be right back.
Holy catfish!
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub. Sports Hub app with you so you can hear more of Toucher and Hardy
That's what I want on my tombstone.
on the Sports Hub.
All right, we're going to veer off around the NFL here for a minute and get to the phone calls. The Patriots are, this was in the elements. This was a big win. Dan, go ahead, Daniel.
Hey, I can't remember the exact situation because so much happened later in the day, but Romo was calling a game. And it was like 4th and 7 on their side of the field, and he's like, "Look for a fake punt."
Yes, and then when they didn't run it,
he's doing.
And then when they didn't run it, it was the Bills.
The formation wasn't right.
Yeah, he was saying that was the Bills game, right? And he was saying that look for the fake punt, and then credit to, let's say it was the Broncos, like credit to the Broncos for like not seeing that it wasn't there.
Yeah. It's like, no, not with that formation. No, that's why you don't run the fake.
Yeah, and
Wizardry.
Was it you, John, that had the article that was just propaganda for
Yes.
Romo?
CBS was very, very upset. Is very, very upset that people are bashing Romo.
But then you read the article
yeah.
and there's nothing there. Like it's just there to kiss Romo's ass. It's almost like a piece of propaganda.
It's exactly
AI
what
propaganda.
it was. But I mean, the thing that made me laugh is CBS is upset that we're actually watching their product.
I remember when me saying,
like, "All right, we see what's going on here."
When I hated Romo, that it was a very controversial kind of hater thing that I was doing, that I couldn't stand him. I didn't like the way he
early
called
on
out
when everybody was in love with him because he was tipping the plays.
Yeah. And I was like, get out of the way. Stop. Like, stop doing this. This is not enjoyable for me. Like, I want to watch the football game. I don't want to hear your wizardry about like happening to know. Yeah, you played football. I got to imagine Troy Aikman, as much as, or if not more than Romo, is aware of what's going on. He's met with the teams. He's broken down film. He played the position at a high level for a very long time. I don't doubt that they all kind of have a finger on what might be going on. You read defenses for a living. Like, stop it. And then and then he started getting all that praise, and now everyone, I ruined it for them too. Just like I did when they used to play that thing before a replay.
The chirp.
The chirp.
Quick correction here, I'll call it, from Toucher and Hardy contributor Paul Perillo. Tell John that Caleb Williams said it was a miscommunication on the interception. He did not blame his receiver.
Yes, he did.
He said they weren't on the same page.
Well, that's sort of blaming.
He blamed him.
Which is clear as day when you see DJ Moore stop running across the field. But I guess we just have to hate Caleb Williams forever.
That's exactly what, you know what, Paul? You cracked the code. You nailed me again.
Paul, I got to tell you, Paul, I'm on John's side on this.
He blamed his receiver.
Yeah, he did blame. That sounds to me, even I didn't hear any of it.
He said he thought he was going to hug the. Remember when Aaron Rodgers did this? I assumed he was going to hug the boundary line and go straight, and he thought it was a different thing. He blamed his receiver. He thought it was one thing. The receiver thought it was the other thing, and that was the interception.
And if you're a Steeler fan, you got to be excited because the team is considering bringing Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, thank God!
Which is a good way to reset the franchise.
Call in, Paul.
Rooney doesn't like losing.
Jesus Christ, Paul.
So he's going to bring Aaron Rodgers back so they ensure they don't win the Super Bowl.
All right, we spent all our time this morning on, of course, the Patriots win over the Texans yesterday.
Well, I don't want to shuffle to Buffalo yet. Let's talk a little bit about the Patriots. Let's go to Jake. Just this segment, then we'll get to Buffalo next segment. Jake,
hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going? So I just wanted to see what you guys' thoughts were on this. As far as viewpoint goes on the Patriots and how everyone views this as a team and being competitive, do you think the fact that Nico Collins was out is people are just going to say that we only won because Nico Collins was out? And especially with Bo Nix going down, if we end up beating Broncos at Mile High Stadium, do you think it's going to be because they had an easy run to the Super Bowl this year? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
There are two different questions. Is that the Nico Collins thing is ludicrous. I mean,
if you watch the game, it wouldn't matter if Nico Collins was on the field.
They could have had Jefferson
and
everyone. They could have had Jefferson and Chase. It would have been the same thing.
Yes.
And so Nico Collins, players are going to be missing players in the playoffs. The Patriots have been very lucky with injuries in the playoffs, but teams, you're going to be missing people. So you got to take that. Now, the Broncos thing, look, if you make the Super Bowl, you made it to the AFC Championship game, so questioning the legitimacy of the Patriots is a fool's errand. But certainly winning in Denver, which I didn't think they would do, is now going to be a massive, crushing disappointment. You'd have to say, Jake, if they lose to Jared Stidham in the AFC Championship game. You would take that same, as a fan, you would think the same thing, right, Jake?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, I mean, their defensive performance against C.J. Stroud this week was pretty good. And then, especially when we're going against not their first-string quarterback in Denver, I mean, right. I think our defense is going to do pretty well. And I think as a fan, I'd be pretty let down if we go out to Denver and lose them on an away game against the second-string quarterback.
So to answer your question, people love to do this, and I would suggest not doing it. There's maybe 20,000 people analyzing football now. And you're going to find people that are going to say something. And if that is entertaining to you, then by all means enjoy it. But I wouldn't overly fret about what people think is legitimate and not legitimate about the Patriots. It's very difficult to win. You've seen that with some very good teams. And you saw the Rams, who everyone loves and thinks they're going to win the Super Bowl, and it's just a foregone conclusion, struggle in Chicago. So,
100%.
Winning these games handily, which you've done 2 weeks in a row, is not easy. I don't care what happens. I don't care what the quarterback does, because your quarterback's not the one doing it, right?
Yeah.
So if Herbert plays like crap and Stroud plays like crap, okay, May didn't. And now May wasn't lights out or like some, crazy otherworldly performance. He's not Flacco in that Ravens Super Bowl run, which might be the best I've ever seen a quarterback play in the playoffs. But your guy's not the guy crapping himself. So you can go and people do, and we played Danderio going crazy that the NFL Live people picked the Texans. Who cares? There's 5 billion people making predictions.
All of them. They all care.
Yeah.
And I have their names right here. Let's just say their names. Hannah, Dan, and Marcus.
I have receipts. I got receipts, baby.
You want to keep someone accountable, keep me accountable for being a mush. Lost thousands of dollars, and I barely bet. You know how hard it is for me to lose over $1,000 betting on the NFL with the amount of money? The most I'll put on a game is $100. I mean, we're talking about dozens of bets.
Can't hide money. $100 a game over here.
Wow. Well, not
Daddy Warbucks.
I put $67 on one game.
Do you know how many?
But then I was at the casino, so I put $260 on the 49ers because I was at the casino and I didn't want to seem like a pussy.
Do you know how many $9 bets I end up making throughout the season just to get it to a manageable amount?
Right, because then you're not losing money. You're just getting it to a nice figure.
I don't want to have $129 in my account. I want 120. I'll bet 9 on this.
Now, so that's what a unit is to you, $9?
Now, I've decided my unit is $20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my new unit.
Very well. Listen, it's a very manageable way of doing things. Sometimes, Chris, Michigan State at the half. If anyone cares, which they don't, they got me going crazy with money lines because I got so hot with betting them when they were down at the half, the money line. So now I just take flyers on money lines, and that's newsflash. Not a good way. They're an underdog for a reason. Those points tend to be important. It's starting to occur to me. All right, everyone. Alf, we didn't take you last week.
Alf,
hey.
Alf from the
Hey, fellas, what's going on?
Hi, Alf.
Oh man, I am so thrilled. I am tuned up. I can't wait till next Sunday.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be a big game. Now, Alf, you'll be very disappointed if they don't win. That's correct, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, come on, man. You know how much grief I got when we lost to the Eagles and that Philly special and all the customers were like,
you're the real victim there, Alf. There's no question that you took it harder than anyone. Deb apparently has something very important to say. Deb, go ahead.
Hey,
Just a comment about the hype.
Where are you?
And,
What's going on over
regarding-
there? It's a whole scene.
Sorry, I was walking out of reception area.
Keep that doctor's appointment on hold.
It started last night with your post game, where everybody's talking about using the backup quarterback at Denver. And my concern is that, one, we forget that football is more than just a passing game. And if they pull running and we're not ready for it, we can get screwed there.
Well,
The
if
other
they're not
thing
ready for the
is-
run, you're in big trouble coaching-wise, because I would assume that would be part of the defensive strategy, is stopping the run.
Yeah, but the part of the strategy, and it seems like that's what they're going to do with Stidham in there. So what do? They're going to throw it. They're going to let Stiggy loose. They're just going to whip it all around the field.
5 wide,
man.
let it fly.
Yeah.
Run the oop-de-oop.
Maybe we should have talked about Buffalo. Maybe I shouldn't have relied on phone calls.
Well,
that was a misjudgment on my point.
Are you? No, we don't have to. I got something more important here. Are you familiar with Jake in Boston?
No.
Jake in Boston is the lunatic who who paid for the billboard outside of Gillette Stadium on Route 1.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
So as soon as the announcement came down after the Buffalo Denver game that Stidham would be in, he texted me. He has my phone number from years ago.
Good for you.
Kennedy Stidham, 6 exclamation points. He's so excited. He said the key for us or Houston, because the Pats haven't played yet, or Houston next week, is to get into Kennedy Stidham's head that this is her moment, that she could have 10 times her following, that there could be big brand deals for the kids, that her YouTube views will be off the charts, that that she'll need Super Bowl tickets for her 20 bridesmaids, fill her head with all of her fantasies so close to coming true, and to rope Jared in like it's their wedding, only for the distraction of it all to pork him and Denver.
Do you okay, so explain what happened with that, because it's kind of an interesting thing. I was unaware of this. So Kennedy Stidham is Jared Stidham's wife?
Yes.
All right, so what happened?
She was very big on the Instagram and as an influencer. And
Is she hot?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Well, okay.
That's, I mean, an NFL player's wife or girlfriend, yeah.
Not always, but okay.
Yeah, for the most part. And we had a lot of fun listening to her videos, and they all have the upspeak, what do you call that, vocal fry thing going on. And even if they don't, you know, I kind of took it that way. Well, if you're going to be buying these products, these are the ones that you guys have to buy. Seriously, because they're so good. All right, look at this. Look at this fit that I have for game day. And it's going to be really cold, and that's why I'm wearing this. And it got to the point where apparently Jared was hearing it from her, and he went to somebody at Gillette Stadium and said, hey, I'm getting a lot of grief at home over this. Is there any way we can make this stop? So that was the word we got from someone at Gillette Stadium, that it was not going over well with Jared and Kennedy.
You know what I would do is I would tell my wife, hey, I'm the famous one. Maybe let me be famous and find something else to do. That maybe you don't need to use me to be famous. Write a book about, write a work of fiction.
We decided that this was a partnership, and this is going to be a 50-50 proposition.
Yes, right. In money and parenting, we will do this.
For our lives.
Yes, and our lives don't involve you being famous on Instagram. That's not a job. Unless you come up with something like The Boom, all you're doing is trying to capitalize on my name.
It is fascinating to me. Like, to this day, I went and checked her Instagram because, believe it or not, I didn't follow her. And, I hadn't been following Jared Stidham or his wife since they left New England. But the photos that she continues to post and the ones that are up there, they still look like the ones that my daughter was posting with her friends 3 years ago when they were sophomores in high school. It's the same mentality. It's the same mindset.
Yeah,
It's the same everything.
there's a. I've seen this happen in relationships.
20 bridesmaids at her wedding too, by the way. 20.
You can't have. It's a.
That's what you would do if you were 15 years old. You would have 20 bridesmaids.
It's
I don't
like
even think so.
So when Felger married the newscaster, she was a newscaster. So when they got into the relationship, she had made herself a successful television personality. So they blended those two careers together seamlessly. The problem is, and I've seen this happen, even at low levels of local celebrity. This happened to a friend of mine in Atlanta. He married a woman, and then immediately now she wants to be a gossipy writer. She wants to be like Sex in the City at the time was very big, and she wanted to be Carrie Bradshaw. And so she started writing a column for a magazine about her marriage. And I went, oh, no, this isn't good. See, you were famous locally when you met her, and she was not famous at all. And now all of a sudden, this doesn't bode well for the marriage. And you know what happened? It didn't bode well for the marriage. Now, I am divorced, but it had nothing to do with my ex-wife trying to become famous. Like, it was just
mostly about you being cuckoo.
Yeah, it was my own insanity that was the problem. My own faults. It had nothing to do with. But if I'm Jared Stidham, instead of going, hey, can you get these guys to stop making fun of? Because you weren't saying anything like terrible, I would imagine. So you were just goofing on her voice, probably, and the amount of stuff she was putting up. Maybe you go to your wife and go, like, this is causing me problems. If this is, or causing you problems, if this is aggravating you so much, I'm an NFL quarterback. There's a lot of money coming in. Maybe private Facebook account or keep your Instagram account private so your friends can see it.
But the stuff that you put on Instagram, like the Lake House video blog, the vlog, this is important. This goes beyond just being married to a quarterback. This is something the world needs.
What a perfect morning. There's the new house. So stunning. Don't worry, I will give you guys a tour of the finished lake house, my parents' lake house, later. But for now, we have a pretty fast morning. We are going to go get ready for tennis lessons for Lennon.
This is like that MTV thing, Cribs, where they went to Sum 41 and they gave a tour of their parents' living room. She was like, "This isn't even my lake house. This is my parents' lake house."
Yeah, but on Cribs it was like the house that the parents were renting.
Right.
It was like 2 times removed from their actual home.
But I mean, that's the same thing, isn't it?
If my wife came to me and said,
parents' lake house,
and said, these guys that play your games are goofing on my videos, I'd go, all right. Here's a solution. Stop making videos or make your account private. Raise our kids, woman.
No, I can't. But everybody wants to see outdoor shower. It's so fun.
Yeah. Everyone wants to see how much money we have. That's exactly what they all want to see. There's no quicker way to be loved. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Drake May turned the ball over 3 times last night, but he also threw 3 touchdown passes.
Sosi in just a moment. I hate that this isn't a commercial now. Not a commercial on this station, but on a commercial from like AI. I know it's not MF Doom because he's not alive, but not great. All right. So anyway, Hardy, the Bills, a heartbreaker to Denver.
Yes, in Denver on Saturday, and as the Broncos had engineered a touchdown drive and gone up 17-10, Josh Allen with the ball deciding to do something that just left me scratching my head.
No timeouts. Trying to load it up. Better head to the sideline if he wants another play. Oh, lost the football.
That's why you never do that.
It is picked up by the Broncos, and there's time on the clock. It's picked up by Key, the first-team All-Pro special teamer who was in as an extra defensive back, and they have a chance to add 3 more. 50 yards it is. Lutz to end the half with a Denver 10-point lead.
Yeah, there's 16 seconds left in the game, and Denver's down 7-10, or in the game, in the half, and Denver's down, or Buffalo's down 17-10. And inexplicably, instead of just taking a knee, they decide to run a play. All right, whatever. Then Allen takes off. So at the time, you're thinking, well, get down. Don't get hit. Like, don't take a hit just so you can pick up 10 unnecessary yards. But then he just kind of throws it behind himself, or it's knocked out of his hand. But it just inexplicably, they run a play there, and Allen takes off inexplicably, and then he loses the ball inexplicably, and then Denver kicks a field goal, which ends up being deciding points in the game because they ended up winning the game 33-30, but that puts them up 20-10 at the half. Very odd.
Very strange. Now, the most controversial call of the game happened to be a reception that was ruled an interception. John, you remember the time in the game in this?
This was an overtime.
Yeah,
was it not?
overtime.
Yeah.
I think it was a 3rd and 10, where.
Well, I can tell you what it was. It was.
Oh, you got the play-by-play up.
It was 8 minutes to go in overtime. It's 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11. Okay.
This is
or 3rd and 11.
If it's a completed catch, Buffalo's in field goal range.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 11, and it's at the Buffalo's at their own 36.
So we've all seen the play. You see how it unfolds. Here's Gene Sterator's explanation.
Deep down the field, and the pass is caught. No, it's McMillan has the football.
They blocked it up perfectly. McMillan does a good job not getting. Well, we're going to need you on this one, Gene.
Yeah, this is really close. I'm not sure that Cooks has possession coming to the ground there to say that it would be simultaneous. It feels to me like Cooks doesn't have firm possession of the football when they're down by contact there.
Wow, that is close.
Right. Yeah. So what happens is he catches the football. He's touched, and then he rolls over, and the guy takes it out of his hands.
2 steps with the football. 2 steps, goes to the ground, plays over.
Right.
It's a catch.
Yeah, and he's been touched, so it's
a catch.
So it's over. He caught the football. Right. He rolls over. The guy takes it out of his hands.
You said it. He ripped the ball away.
But then they said if it was a running back, and he was down by contact and rolled over, and you took the ball out of his hands, that it wouldn't have been a fumble.
If the receiver and the defensive back are both diving through the air and land on the ground, and the D-back takes it away, that's one thing. But Cooks had the ball, made a football move, and went to the ground. I don't get it.
I don't get it either
this at all.
And then there was the horrible pass interference that was happening that they didn't call because maybe they wanted to move the game along. I don't know what the hell was going on, but then, they didn't call pass interference.
Well, it's the early game. They wanted to get it over with and get to the late one.
I think I've heard Jim Murray talking about it. Maybe they did. Or maybe it was Zolak. Zolak talking about it in the pregame. Maybe they just wanted to move the game
the
along.
Whistles. We got another game to play here
2
tonight.
pass interference calls, one of which would have been negated because he was roughing the passer at the other end. But I mean, Buffalo completely disintegrated.
Well, no, but they didn't call any pass interference against Denver, and then in overtime they just start calling pass interferences against Buffalo all over the place It just
And there was
a lot of shady
2 PI
officiating.
calls down the stretch, and then, of course, the biggest announcement of the weekend happens afterward from Sean Payton.
I love you guys so much. I wanted to come back. Not good news. On the second to last play in overtime, Bo fractured a bone in his right ankle. He's scheduled to have surgery Tuesday of this week, which will put him out for the rest of the season. Stiddy's ready to go. I don't really think there's any other questions. In other words, this is what it is, and we felt like it'd be best to just tell everyone now.
There's no need for you to ask me how I feel about this. Crushed, devastated. Yeah. I can't believe it.
I was at dinner.
Don't ask.
And a guy I was with was like, "Hey, Stidham broke his leg," and we had just been watching the game. And I'm like, "Is that must be a fake account, like that you're looking at?" And no, absolutely true. He got his leg pulled, and somehow that broke his ankle. These guys get hit 100 miles an hour and get up and keep playing, but he gets his leg pulled and breaks his ankle, and there you go. You'll be playing Jared Stidham on Sunday, 3:00 in Denver.
No excuse.
Well, no, I thought if Knicks was playing, they were going to lose. I thought Denver's too tough a place to play.
I said this early. Regardless of how you feel about Knicks and whether he's a good quarterback or a bad quarterback, they play great with him there. Doesn't matter if he's a Pro Bowler or not. They play great with him there. The fact that he's not there is a killer. And Stidham hasn't thrown a pass in 3 years. And I saw this morning. They're comparing this. You mentioned Jeff Hostetler's name earlier. They're comparing this to Nick Foles. Hostetler started a couple of games before that giant playoff run. Foles took over for Wentz, who tore his ACL in like week 11 or week 12. Foles, by the way, was a Pro Bowler before Wentz showed up. This is way different than those two.
Yeah, and look, if you take this the wrong way, you take this the wrong way. We're all so gun shy about Patriot fans, but like the thing is that if you're a Patriot fan, you got to assume you're going to the Super Bowl.
No more house money conversations.
Yeah,
you're playing Jared Stidham in the AFC Championship.
Rules are different this morning.
Yeah,
and if you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't know how this is, and we all, Perillo, all of us, feel that we need to put these precursors on things that we say, but you're playing Jared Stidham.
Paul's lived through it. You've lived through it. I lived through it. And yeah, it makes you a little gun shy about saying these things. But there's nothing that needs to be said beyond Jared Stidham. Jared Stidham.
Yeah,
that's who you'll be facing on Sunday in the AFC Championship. Should you win that game?
Yes.
I
mean, you should. Yes.
You mean you have a guy who's going to finish second in the MVP balloting at quarterback against Jared Stidham.
Careful. You're going to get the calls now.
Well,
he should win MVP. What's wrong with you?
I didn't say he shouldn't win. I said
no
he's
qualifiers.
Not going to. He wasn't the first-team All-Pro quarterback. He's not going to win MVP.
Well, they got the vote wrong.
And if he does win MVP, then people did vote for him. So there you go. It doesn't seem like he's going to win.
The avalanche of calls. It's coming.
Well, I could see why you would take that so personally. Bob Sosi will join us in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
And hello again, everyone. A very pleasant good afternoon, and welcome to Foxborough's Gillette Stadium for this AFC divisional playoff between the New England Patriots, the number 2 seed, and the 5th-seeded Houston Texans. Patriots aggressive on 4th down. 3 to the left before Douglas motions to the left.
Nobody on pop.
Working out of the gun. Mays throwing down the left. Douglas makes the catch to the 10-5.
That's what I said.
Touchdown.
What I just said. Pop Douglas gets you on the board early.
Play fake. Stroud hangs in. Throws a lob to the left side. That pass is going to be intercepted by Davis. It's a pick. Carlton has his first as a Patriot. Again a blitz. Again a throw down the middle. Got it. Intercepted.
That's another one.
Woodson has it. That is the first of his career. Fires left on the side. Caught by Booty.
Right into Booty on a slant to the left side.
Ray takes the snap. He looks it left. Fires for Diggs. Stretching out.
Touchdown.
Makes the catch. Touchdown. Patriots. And now a 3rd down and 5 for the Pats from the Houston 33. May stands in, throws a long ball deep down the right side for Keyshawn Booty. Reaches out with the right hand, pulls it in. Touchdown! Patriots! A diving grab by Booty. Stroud waits on a snap on a 3rd and 10. Patriots with a 4-man rush, a twist up front. Anthony Jennings gets to the quarterback. So does Kyrus Tonga.
What a play. As the snowflakes continue to fall, they get thicker as it snows here in Gillette.
The Patriots win it over the Texans 28-16. And a week from today, they'll be a mile high as their quest for a 7th banner continues.
For the New England Patriots on the 98.5 The Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network. He will be in Denver on Sunday as the Patriots take on the Jared Stidham-led Denver Broncos in the AFC Championship game. Bob. You probably had plans. You probably had late January plans, didn't you, that have fallen to the wayside?
Yeah, ruined my weekend for sure.
That's right.
But that's okay. I think it'll be a close second for sure. Calling an AFC championship.
In your career, is this one of the most unlikely scenarios that you've ever been in? Like, you've called Patriots teams for a while now, and you had those, years during Brady where this was expected, but this has got to be as big a shock as you've had in your career.
Yeah, totally. Certainly, as the Patriots broadcaster, without question, there's nothing that even comes close to it. As you mentioned, when I started, it was in the middle of the 2 decades of dynasties, and the Pats had gone to the AFC Championship in 2011, 2012, and then I hop on board in 2013, and they go to the AFC Championship again, and then continue, for the next 5 years, I think. So this is totally a departure from what I was accustomed to when I started calling Pats games. I really even can't compare it to anything earlier in my career. Even going back to Navy, there was a time when Navy was the worst college football team, broadcast 30 losses in a span of 33 games, but you could see them getting better before they finally broke through, for their first good season in a long, long time. So there's been nothing like this.
Okay. What did you make of the play of C.J. Stroud in that? Obviously, the Patriots were a factor in that. C.J. Stroud's a professional quarterback that was a Rookie of the Year. But were they doing something specifically that you could see to confuse him? Was it pressure? How did they rattle him so quickly? Do you think some of it was in his own head? Kind of break down the play of C.J. Stroud.
Well, first of all, Fred, let's backtrack to the game at Pittsburgh. My wife doesn't know much about football. I know a little bit more, but she walked into the living room as I was watching the Steelers and Texans game, and within a couple of minutes said, "Boy, that quarterback looks lost. He looks skittish." And that's the way he played against the Steelers. So coming in, I think he was a fragile quarterback in terms of his confidence, in terms of his psyche, and there had been some talk in Houston over the course of the year that maybe after his concussion injury, he'd become more tentative in terms of running the ball using his athletic ability. He started to play better, however, in the last few games of the regular season that he started. But when he came into Foxborough, I think certainly the Patriots wanted to make the Texans one-dimensional, not give Houston any semblance of a running game. The Texans had not really had much of a running game throughout the year, and then had a 100-yard day from Woody Marks against the Steelers. And then they continued to apply pressure. Again, a lot of blitzing in these first two playoff games from the Patriots. So I really think a combination of different factors, tight coverage by the Pats, Gonzalez and Davis, a lack of weapons, no Nico Collins, Dalton Schultz, the tight end goes down on that first drive after he had the long catch and run as an outlet for Stroud. So he was a quarterback that really just didn't seem to have any pocket presence in either playoff game. And, the Patriots were able to force him into some mistakes, but certainly he helped them by really, I think, committing some unforced errors. They got the pressure, for example. That's Chase on applying pressure for the pick by Jones, but that's a situation where quarterback falling backward, you just can't throw the ball up for grabs.
I mean, the great pressure, the tight end falls down, take a sack. I mean, and they've had to have told him 1,000 times not to throw that football. I mean, with that defense, I got to imagine – maybe 500 times a day they say, take a sack, take a sack, take a sack. Right. They're ahead in the game, all those things. I don't think Nico Collins would have made a difference. Do you? I mean, I don't
think in retrospect.
No, I don't think Nico Collins makes much of a difference. Gonzalez is an all-pro corner. He's got to follow him around. I don't doubt that Nico Collins has some receptions, but I don't think that this is that all of a sudden Stroud
wasn't beating the Patriots yesterday.
I don't think I don't think Stroud all of a sudden is like, I got my guy, like all's well. You still throw that pass. I mean, the Marcus Jones interception is just every coach and player on that team's got to be thinking the same thing. Is that all right? My bad. You got pressure on you. What are you doing? And he was doing that same stuff as you mentioned, Bob, against Pittsburgh, like this sense of panic on non-panic plays. Like, okay, take a sack. Like he was trying to do stuff in that Pittsburgh game too. It didn't make any sense.
No, Fred, and I don't want to make it all about the Texans and C.J. Stroud, but the MO for the Texans all season long has been win the turnover battle by a significant margin. They were plus 17 during the season. Play relatively low-scoring games, field position games. They had the best starting field position in the league, and their opponents had the worst starting field position in the league during the course of the year with that great defense. And then eventually try to get 20 points. 20 points, the magic number for them. They had won 16 straight games. But the big key to that, just don't turn it over offensively. And Stroud had not turned the ball over offensively during the year, hasn't during his career until of late. They had 2 fumbles, I think, in the regular season, and 5 fumbles against Pittsburgh. And then, of course, the interceptions against the Patriots as well. So that's a problem, I think, for the Texans going forward. We talked about it. I asked Zoe right before halftime. Even I said, as crazy as this seems, if you're D'Amico Ryans, do you have to consider putting Davis Mills in?
Zoe said it before the game. Zoe said it before the game before you came on. He was talking to Murray and Gasper, and he said that if Stroud plays like that again, they got to put Davis Mills in. So he was talking about it before the kickoff.
And Andre Ware of the Texans stepped out of his booth, and we were talking to him. Zoe had initiated the conversation with the Texans broadcasters during halftime. We were all waiting in line at the facilities in the press box, and the conversation was all about C.J. Stroud and Davis Mills. Mills had gone 3-0 for the Texans and had played well this season in his stead. So, for the Texans, it wasn't like they were going to a guy who hadn't played all year. There's a guy who had some success for them.
Is there a lot of jostling to get into the facilities before Zolak does at halftime? Because I know I would
not want to. You definitely want to be in there beforehand.
Yes, indeed.
For sure.
Yes, you do.
You've experienced it.
Oh, I know all too well. All right, so with the Texans defense being what it is, you can understand the Patriots were going to have issues. But was there anything inexplicable going on yesterday where you look at Drake May specifically and say, I'm not sure why this happened? Or is it all explainable in terms of just the pressure that they were receiving, especially on the left side?
Well, I think that the big thing is the ball security, the fumbles. You got away with one against the Chargers that could have completely turned that game around, lost one against the Chargers. And I think going into that game, there had to be heightened awareness that you were now facing even better edge rushers in Anderson and Hunter, and they are a team that ball hunts. I talked about the turnover margin for the Texans, and I think it's simply that clock in your head. It has to be faster, and you have to protect the ball in a game like that against a defense like that, especially after the previous contest. And one thing about Drake, I'll say, is that during the course of the season, it seemed like when he made mistakes like turning the ball over or not protecting it in the pocket, the next game, those mistakes from the previous week were erased. And I thought for the most part, all season long after Pittsburgh, he did an excellent job of that. But certainly the last two games, we've seen kind of a repeat of the early season issues with the fumbles. We saw it in the preseason, going back to his brief appearances during August. And we saw it, of course, early on against Pittsburgh in week 3.
All right, what is your read on Will Campbell after the last 2 weeks, factoring in what you were just talking about?
Well, he's gone against outstanding edge rushers. Certainly the Patriots have had their hands full trying to keep those guys off of Drake May. I don't know that it's all on Will Campbell. There's certainly some situations probably where he's looking for a back to chip, and maybe he goes inside. I heard Greg Bedard talking about that last night as I was driving home on the postgame show. But he's a rookie tackle. Certainly, I think it's been a learning experience, growing pains. You like to think that maybe this week against Denver, they can maybe do some things to protect Drake May a little bit better. I think that, I would imagine Josh will try to prevent some of those pressures that we've seen over the course of the last couple of weeks against the Broncos playing out at Denver.
If they were looking for a back to chip, and somebody mentioned this during the broadcast, I think I didn't come up with this on my own. Were there things they were expecting out of Trevion Henderson last night that he wasn't getting done for them?
I think that was one of the things Greg noted during this postgame conversation with Joe and Mark. But I'm certainly no offensive line expert.
Greg is.
And I haven't been able to break down the tape, so I'm going to wait for
leave
Tuesday.
it to Greg. Yeah, leave it to Greg.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it for Greg Tuesday at 2 o'clock.
Don't worry your sweet little head about it there, Bobby. The Patriots did win the game, and they won it handily. People, and I mentioned Stroud because I did want the Patriots defense to get a little bit of credit. I mean, look, and also you've seen two quarterbacks panic against the Patriots, and your quarterback's not panicking. So these are playoff teams that played well in the regular season that are coming into Gillette and losing their composure, and that's a positive for the Patriots any way you slice it, even in the fact that your quarterback's not that way, right? So there's two AFC playoff teams that have come in here, crapped their pants offensively, and you've maintained. So any way you slice it, this is a big positive for the Patriots. Now you and the Patriots are going to Denver, and now you're facing Jared Stidham. So this is a game you have to expect to win. I'm asking, is that something that you feel? Yeah.
Well, they're installed. I think was it 4.5, or maybe the line's gone up.
I think it's 4.5. Yeah.
Yeah, so the odds makers expect them to win. I think the Patriots players and coaches expect them to win, and I think we have every right to do the same, particularly given the challenges Denver's going to face with Jared Stidham. Although it is interesting, I understand that Mike Vrabel said on another radio station this morning that
Bob.
the Patriots actually looked into Stidham.
What are you doing, Bob?
Well, they looked into Stidham. That's exciting.
I might have seen.
I wish I had Vrabel
on this show.
I think I could have gotten that insight that they want to. Wow, they looked at street free agent quarterbacks. Go ahead.
Yeah, because obviously he was drafted by the Patriots when Josh was here as the offensive coordinator. And the Raiders traded for him, so makes sense that the Patriots would have some interest in Stidham. And I think that Jared, certainly for the Broncos to re-sign him, Sean Payton has raved about him since 2023. But we all know he's an outstanding offensive coach. I know it's already been spoken on the program today by Mike Reiss. He'll have a good game plan for the Broncos. But there's no question. I mean, Bo Nix, a lot of what they do offensively does revolve around his abilities as a runner. And as poorly as he has played in some stretches of games, he has led the Broncos to 7 come-from-behind wins during the season, and of course to that overtime victory over the Bills. And he's kind of a heart and soul guy, it seems, for that team.
Yeah, they won 14 games,
you know,
in the regular season, 15 games with the kid. Yeah,
24 games the last 2 years.
Yeah. So, but Peyton is a brilliant offensive coach, and we'll see. It's funny, again, I heard Zolak. I happened to hear a lot of the pregame, and Zolak was talking about how there's some things Stidham can do that Nix can't do, but you're right. Peyton's going to have to totally reset that offense and how they do things based on Stidham certainly doesn't have the running ability of Nix, and whether that's a positive or a negative, I have to lean towards the negative. It's a lot to put on a kid's back to go, hey, here's your first start of the year. It's the AFC Championship game against a team that's won as much as the Patriots have. But look, it looks like a good chance to go to the Super Bowl, and that's very exciting. And you will be there in Denver, Bobby Sos, doing the call. Another primetime game for the big man.
or the little guy in our booth as it is. But yeah, looking forward to it. It'll be a lot different because of those circumstances and what you're talking about, the Patriots being the favorite. We've gone out there, Zoe and I and Mark Capello, our esteemed producer, and the crew. We've gone out to Denver for 2 other AFC Championship games, and they did not go well for the Pats, as you know. But certainly there's no Peyton Manning and the high-powered offense for these Broncos that we saw in 2013. And as good as the Denver defense is, I think the fact that the Patriots have played the Chargers and the Texans is going to prepare them. I don't expect Drake May to be sped up by that Denver defense in this game. And it's not Von Miller and that, I think, historically great defense they had in 2015. Crowd noise will be a factor, but these Pats have gone 8-0 on the road this year, and I think they'll go out there a very confident team.
All right. And Nick Giamelli was in the booth with you, and we'll have audio from him tomorrow. But Nick Giamelli was sitting right there with you. He had goggles on. Did you see him?
I did not see him. He must have been
smaller than you in a lot of ways.
Surprised. You're fine.
Yeah,
the only
you
one.
tower over him, so maybe that was what was going on.
He didn't bring us any meatballs.
No, that's his father. That's a whole family dynamic. How dare you, Bob?
Separate story. Not good.
I don't know if you've heard, but Nick and his father are
estranged. Yeah, they
are
talked in a
estranged.
while.
All right. No, they do talk.
I'm
he
sorry.
always
I
shakes
have
his
not.
head.
I apologize.
Well, you brought up a whole kettle of fish there, so good for you. Listen, Bob Sosi, have fun in Denver. Look forward to talking to you next Monday, as you will be fatigued coming back from altitude, but hopefully we're talking about a Super Bowl trip, and that will be very exciting.
Wreaks havoc with the gastrointestinal system, so I know you sit next to Zolak on the plane on the way back. Just be careful.
It's all right, Artie. I've almost become immunized against it based on what I've experienced thus far. So
You've been out there with Zoe before. The altitude just throws things into disarray.
Bob was just like, give me COVID, the kind that makes you lose your sense of smell. That's all I want. All right. Bob, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, there you go. The great Bob Sosi will be back with the award-winning email segment in just a tick.
You're listening to
No, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
All right, there is breaking news, but first, Toucher and Hardy email bit is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777. Talk to a real dude or lady. Or visit gottagetglassman.com. Sean McDermott has been fired by the Bills in a completely panicked, idiotic move. The Bills have fired Sean McDermott after John Harbaugh's off the market. I have a feeling the Steelers are not going to be red hot on trading Mike Tomlin to the Bills for draft compensation.
I mean, Baltimore is thinking, okay, how are we going to replace, John Harbaugh? We have a sea of faceless coordinators that are taking 5 and 6 interviews at different places. I mean, you just did teams like that a massive favor.
Well, McDermott's going to get another job maybe today.
Yeah, if that's my first call if I'm Baltimore. I mean, man.
And so you go into Denver, the number 1 seed in the AFC, and you lose by 3 points in controversial fashion. And the idea is that it's like, so if they allow that catch, if they don't call that catch an interception, it's funny how Harbaugh would still have a job.
Yes.
I mean,
you'd be coming to Foxborough this weekend.
He'd still have a job. And so it's just,
you're firing coaches over calls or kicks. Right. Not decisions that they made, not personnel moves. And Breer kind of sums it all up here. Leaves Buffalo with a 98-50 record, 5 AFC East titles, 2 AFC title game appearances, a 6.62 winning percentage, which is third among active coaches. He had taken over a team that hadn't made the playoffs in 18 years.
Right, and they'll go, well, he had Josh Allen. Yeah, he was the guy who coached Josh Allen. Josh Allen was no sure thing coming out. He wasn't one of the top quarterbacks taken in that draft. He was taken in the first round.
Yeah.
But there were, you had the Zach Wilsons of the world taken ahead of him. And Josh Allen became Josh Allen, and it's not entirely on McDermott, but he was the head coach during that period. And my question is this. Okay, so the Patriots fired Mayo. They didn't really give him a chance, whatever. He wasn't ready to be head coach, and Vrabel was available. Vrabel, who's a big-name, hot-ass candidate with head coaching experience, who are they going to hire now? There's 85 teams with openings. Harbaugh's took the Giants job. There's no way you're getting Tomlin. So, and Tomlin apparently wants away.
Coach, yeah.
And based on what he said to the team after he quit, I really don't think that he would just turn around and take another job. I really believe this, and maybe I'm a sucker, that he respects that team enough not to turn around and just take another job. It seems like he really had a relationship with his players where he didn't want to do that. So I do believe that. I do believe there is a bit of honor involved, as much as that might seem like a quaint notion. I do think Tomlin is that kind of individual. So have your pick of maybe the 8th best assistant coach out there, 8th best coordinator out there. What are you going to bring in McCarthy? What are you going to? You're going to bring in a head coach? You bring in McDaniel? What are you going to bring in a head coach who's worse than your last head coach? What a panic idiot move! Boy, I'm glad I'm not a Buffalo fan. That seals it. A listener had emailed me yesterday, and they said, and I answered the email. They said, right now, would you rather be a Jets fan or a Bills fan? At least the Jets are a consistent disaster. It's not like something teetering on greatness that they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. The consistent disaster is easier to deal with. Just every coach sucks. Every player sucks. You're not getting teased with this stuff. Well, McDermott's. Is there a guy? I'll ask you guys this. Is there a guy out there you'd rather have than McDermott right now?
So Andrew Callahan is saying feels like an internal promotion for Joe Brady.
He was supposedly the next hot assistant offensive coordinator for Josh Allen, that kind of thing. Now, he's not a young guy.
And I will tell you right now, if you're not familiar with Joe Brady, you're going to think you're looking at a picture of Sean McDermott.
I'm just familiar with his voice changing.
There he is.
Well, that will change everything.
Oh, I'm wrong. He is a young guy. He's 36.
All the better.
Yeah.
You know, you're not bringing in Sean Payton. Oh, boy. That's shocking. Boy, these teams are real quick to flip on these guys. And if I was the owner, I would think to myself, again, you know, if we make this field goal, I'm not firing this guy. If they call pass interference, I'm not firing this guy.
Right.
Like if the receiver's down and rolls over and they call him down, I'm not firing this guy.
Or just
then we're in the AFC Championship game. By the way,
and just or even I know what you're saying, Fred, but it all hinges on deciding ahead of time. If we win this game, he stays. If we lose this game, he goes. Well, what about the circumstances of the win or loss? No. If we lose, he's out. Doesn't matter how we lose, he's gone.
Do you think the fan base is willing to buy this? Can they sell this to the fan base because they came up short again? The field was wide open. They should have gone further.
Here's the problem with NFL fandom. It's that it's too popular in that there is very little play, actual NFL play. I mean, it's once a week for 18 weeks and then the playoffs. So you're analyzing and overanalyzing and going over every single molecule. I mean, by the end of the week, it's just disgusting what people are getting into. You know, rates of how they they held teams to short rushes, but when it comes to breaking yards over 20, they're very susceptible to that. Like as if that's some sort of. I mean, you just hear the most ridiculous stuff. So I'm sure there's fans in Buffalo that have worked themselves into a frenzy, and I'm not sure McDermott's the best coach in the world, but he's a winning coach. And all I would say is if I'm going to fire a guy, I'm not doing it this late in the cycle. And who am I bringing in? Unless I know, I guess there's an internal promotion and maybe McDermott and the ownership were clashing, or maybe something's going on that we're unaware of. I would hope that's the case. But then I don't know why that wouldn't have happened last offseason, right? Like if there's something internally going on and you're unsure of a guy, I don't know why you didn't fire him a year ago. Like what happened this year? You lost in Denver. There's no shame in that. You lost by a field goal. Your team, by the way, fire your GM. Your team, what's so great about that Buffalo team other than Josh Allen?
That's the reporting now is that the GM is staying. Brandon Beane.
Well, look, I'm not, digging around Buffalo. I don't know more than what I've seen.
This is what I just
saw. But it seems to me that the problem with that team is roster related. Don't you think? That it takes Josh Allen being super effing human. Who does he have to throw the ball to?
I know. Keon Coleman. I mean,
it's a mash unit.
Yeah.
It's a mash unit. He's got James Cook and he's got a tight end.
Yeah. Cook led the NFL in rushing, I believe. He had a very good tight end, two of them, including Knox. But after that,
and then that defense is a sieve. That's a personnel issue? Forget it. I mean, the GM keeps his job with that. If that team's healthy, they don't lose to Denver. Please, my God. Ugh.
Yeah, including the playoffs, 100.
Well, guess what, Patriots? The news just keeps getting better. You got Stidham at quarterback in the AFC Championship game, and your division's a wildfire. There's one team's got a coach, and it's Aaron Glenn. Congratulations.
That's right. Miami and Buffalo still looking. Hey, you know
you
what?
Got three disasters.
This
and then
cycle.
All you got to do is not be and credit them for firing Mayo, which I thought was a bum move because they hired him in the first place, which I thought was stupid. But then I'm like, you're going to fire the guy. You gave him a bunch of idiots as coordinators. But listen, Vrabel was available, and you got Vrabel, who was a hot stud coach. He'd been in AFC Championship games. I really don't know. Well, you know what? I'm glad I'm not Brady. I'm glad I'm not the guy taking over for McDermott, because all the crap that was heaped on his plate, come in there.
Still going to be there.
You don't win that division. Imagine if he doesn't make the playoffs, which, by the way, is a possibility. I mean, look around. Look at Kansas City. I mean, there's a chance Buffalo doesn't make the playoffs this year unless they do something radical with that team.
I think you were talking about
Patriots aren't getting any worse. Go ahead.
You were talking about the candidates and who's the hot candidate now. You know who the hottest candidate is right now? The former BC head coach, Jeff Hafley.
Who stunk at BC.
And has only been in the NFL as a defensive coordinator. He's wrapping up his second season. Green Bay's defense was good, but not great. And a lot of it had to do when Parsons showed up there.
He was a marginal, a below average college coach.
Yes, he was 22 and 26 in 4 years.
Who left BC, took a can't miss job, and now all of a sudden he's come out the other end with that. Now he's an NFL head coach.
Green Bay was 12th in defense this year, average yards
I'm
per
a
game.
BC season ticket holder. I got news for you. Now
this guy
they're better with him than O'Brien.
This guy is sick with interviews. I mean, he's the favorite to get the Dolphins job at the moment. Hafley.
I just don't get it. I don't get it. These guys are billionaires. These guys are. I mean, they're not. I mean, they're not as all as smart as Woody Johnson that came out of a vagina of a woman that was a billionaire. They can't all be that lucky.
It is remarkable, though. Yeah.
But I mean, these guys that are businessmen are supposedly these brilliant, steady Warren Buffett types, right? Like real steady. Like I got this house in Nebraska, count your pennies, kids.
The more I think about it, Hardy, you were
Let's
talking
talk about Warren Buffett.
The more I think about it, the more I think you're right. It's got to be an internal promotion.
Yeah, they're
this
ready.
late in the game. It's got to be Brady.
Maybe McDermott
has to be.
Maybe McDermott has rubbed people the wrong way. And then if I'm a Buffalo fan, I'm like, what's Brady been doing all season? Going behind McDermott's back and letting everyone know that he could be coach? So what did he sabotage this season?
Young guy. He's friendly with the quarterback. Quarterback's been successful while he's there.
I would imagine that the relationship with Josh Allen and McDermott was very fraught with a lot of problems. I imagine McDermott was. Josh Allen seems like a real handful. Wyoming guy, seems like a real diva. The way he was crying after the game, my God, he don't want it hard enough. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, ay, 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 ay. All right. Well, I can't imagine news getting much better for the Patriots.
It is.
Zolak makes a great point. If Belichick did media for one more year and made friends with people, he'd be a top candidate. By the way, Belichick's not getting any of these jobs.
No.
The second winningest coach.
Not even mentioned.
Not even mentioned.
Not once has he been mentioned.
Because he's such a dick that he couldn't even that he cost himself these jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's ever been a reason that
10 openings, to be not one of them.
To be
Zolak's right.
Not out of your mind behind the scenes with ego
Yeah.
in hubris. That is the lesson right there. I see it time and time again. Mind your manners.
Almost a third of the NFL needs a new head coach this offseason.
It might be a third at this point if you counted the Giants' job. I mean, is that 10 teams?
I think this is the 10th, yeah.
I mean, it's a third. Yeah.
Almost a third.
Like a 0.00 from a third. All right.
That's why I said almost.
I'm doing the math in my head, you animal. Let Daddy work. Let Daddy do the math.
I'll let you cook.
Let
him cook.
Let me cook. Well, congratulations, Patriots fans. You have the only organization in the NFL that seems to know what it's doing. My God, what a gift. They just, guys breaking ankles and owners doing idiotic crap. Good God bless the crafts, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I can't believe they fired McDermott. All right, here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots are in the AFC Championship game after a 28-16 win over Houston and Foxborough last night. Drake made 3 touchdown passes. Patriots now visit Denver for the right to go to the Super Bowl this Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Last night, the LA Rams beat Chicago in overtime 20-17 at Soldier Field. They'll visit Seattle in the NFC Championship game on Sunday night. As we were just talking about, the Buffalo Bills have this morning fired head coach Sean McDermott after their loss on Saturday in Denver. In basketball news, the Celtics will be in Detroit tonight. Peyton Pritchard is listed as questionable with a sore ankle. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 7 and the tip-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And it'll be number 1 Indiana against Miami in South Florida tonight for the College Football National Championship. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by AAA Work Trucks in Billerica. Jumpstart the new year with new equipment.
Thinking, what could I possibly have missed from the show? It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
All right, The Stack is brought to you by New England's largest Volkswagen dealer group, Colonial VW. Located in Medford, Wellesley, and Westboro, come see the amazing finance and lease offers happening every day at colonialvw.com. Yes, you can have it all at Colonial. I guess Danderio is called in. We were having fun with the audio of the Postgame show, which he co-hosts.
All of them.
With Joe Murray. And
I have their names right here. Let's just say their names. Mina, Ryan, Hannah, Dan, and Marcus.
So I'll play it for you because Danderio is called in. So I'll play you what we were making fun of.
We knew, Joe, these mistakes were going to happen.
Yeah.
They were going to happen. And quick, a shout out to the analysis, this pristine analysis on ESPN's NFL Live. Every single person, and I have their names right here. Let's just say their names. Mina, Ryan, Hannah, Dan, and Marcus. And I'm a fan of a few of them. All of them picked the Texans.
All right. So he was very upset. Mark Danderio. Hello, sir.
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm not upset. See, this is what happens when I go to these events and I'm driving to the show and I'm listening to Hardy on Lithium. I get fired up, and then I'm ready to just rip takes with the elite amount of intensity that you hear. I'm not upset. I just didn't know if you had direct feedback that you wanted to provide for me.
Fred Toucher, radio consultant.
I don't know what you're getting at, Mark. I was making fun of you for being so upset about the picks that the people made on the NFL. My point was that there are 10,000 people covering the NFL. I don't know why you cared, particularly. Why upset you?
That, to me, is a good time. I have fun doing that. And when you do something exceptionally stupid, where the whole show, the entire panel picks against one team that shouldn't be picked against, I think that I have a good time holding them accountable. Just like if a guy says that the Celtics in 2024 are going to lose in 5 games to the Mavericks, I need to point that out afterwards because that's so ridiculous to me. It makes me feel good, and I have fun pointing that out after the fact. That's all. I was having fun. I wasn't having a bad time doing that.
Okay.
I wasn't in the negative space.
Okay. Do you guys have any? I don't know what you want me to do, dude.
No.
Here's what I think. I think you need to have me on your show. You think I wouldn't like to be on your show. I think we need to be on the show together sometime, Fred.
Yeah.
And have some fun together.
All right. Okay.
Can I have that day off?
Stop it. Oh, Mark.
Okay.
No, don't listen to John. No,
I won't.
I was just teasing. You were all fired up about the picks. I don't know. It seemed like you were a little too fired up about the picks, but what do I know? I'm not doing the post-game show. All the Patriots fans
bring some more
hate
energy.
me.
They're going to the AFC Championship. Fred, damn it. Let's go.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate it. There you go. The great Mark Danderio.
Elite take. Elite.
Who am I to say anything to anyone? I don't know.
Elite take. The elite energy.
What a disgraceful display of analysis.
Elite.
I guess those analysts didn't know that C.J. Stroud was just going to look completely befuddled the entire game.
My point is I don't understand, and to be honest, no one does. No one that covers the team, and I don't really even cover the team, the vitriol from Patriots fans after wins. That's the thing. That's basically the thing, is that, like, it seems like the more they win, the more a portion of the audience gets super pissed off. Like, if the team's going to the AFC Championship game, they're probably going to the Super Bowl. This is like, we put up a video of simply Mike Reiss going, I'm asking him, what would you have thought before the season if this is on at Toucher and Hardy at 98.5 The Sports Hub. What would you think? What would you have thought before the season if someone told you that the Patriots were going to the AFC Championship game? And Reese's reply was, of course, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, are you okay?
And the guy, and then the only comment under the video is, this just proves like everyone's an idiot. Fine. Like, kind of the message of that is, wow, this is unbelievable. Who would have thought that the Patriots would have been in the AFC Championship game? What good fortune has befallen us? This is unbelievable. What fun. Like, this is more fun than the Brady years in a lot of ways, because that was sort of expected. This goes back to, like, you know, Brady's second year. What a tremendous time this is. But instead, it's more fun, apparently, to just get mad at ancillary crap. I guess that's sort of the thing that I take issue with.
I'm sorry.
And Danderio, I'm not the one that listened to it and brought it to. It was brought to my attention by 3 other people. I'm not the one that found it. It was given to me. I didn't listen to the post-game show. I was watching the other game.
Were you surprised to hear that was his take, though?
I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I am surprised.
Oh, that is a brilliant call that we received today. All right. Well, there you go. Everyone have